Place isn't even full yet. Nice job. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's get to work now. Fight number one, brought to you by one of our favorite sponsors. Actually, I got to stop things really quick. Audrey Jones. Happy birthday. I'm not going to sing. That's Carly's job. I'm just going to say happy birthday. Jones Subwoofer Solutions in the house. Longtime sponsors of SteelFist Fight Night. Want to give them a shout out. Buy Audrey a drink if you're in that kind of a mood. Tell her happy birthday. They are sponsoring fight number one. Jason Jones, her husband, JSS Jones Subwoofer Solutions, the biggest bass and the best in the audio industry. Check them out on Facebook, JSS. They are sponsoring an amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner. Oh yeah, and by the way, just cheer for somebody. Pick one that you like. I don't care if you know them or not, and make noise. That's what makes this fun. So fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds with a current record of 0-2. Doing it for Phil Moore Fighter. Make some noise for Hector Martinez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Hector Martinez. Now, this man is 19 years old, comes out standing at 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing 125 pounds with an amateur record of 0-2-0. What do we know about this guy, Ryan?
Well, again, we know that he fought out here at SteelFist last time.
Yes.
I know that's one of the biggest pieces we know. And then where was he coming out of? Fillmore somewhere?
Yeah, he is training out of Team Fillmore Fighter.
That's it.
And I know his last fight, it was here. In fact, both of his fights were actually here for SteelFist, but his last fight was against Jordan Gonzalez, and he actually went all 3 rounds with that one.
Yeah.
He didn't come out winning the decision, but he definitely had what it took to go all 3 rounds. He's a game competitor. He's able to do that. What do we know about Team Fillmore?
I don't know much about that.
All right, you know the same thing I know about Team Fillmore.
I do know that they got a couple people in the card team.
Yes.
I was talking to a couple people last night, in the back, and they were from Fillmore. But what we do know about this guy is that he's gone the distance in both of his fights. I think the other one was a split decision loss as well.
Yeah, he went all 3 rounds with both of his last fights, so he's been in the cage for a total of at least 18 minutes. So let's see what it looks like, and let's see what his competitor looks like.
Sounds good.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 123 pounds with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. Make some noise for Matt Vincent.
Definitely got some style coming out here.
Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen, out walks out Matt Vincent, standing 5 foot 5 inches tall, weighed in at 123 pounds, and has a record of 0-1-0. And then he is representing Team Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. Do we know much about them?
Honestly, I don't know much about them. Again, I mean, there's a lot of newer gyms that, because of COVID, we haven't really seen a whole lot from, and we don't really know a whole lot about. So we're learning kind of as these shows have started progressing here in 21. But I do know about him. I know his last fight, his first fight, was against Michael. I don't want to butcher his name, but I want to say Jamie Andor. I'm sorry, Michael, don't be upset about this, but Matt put up a pretty good fight. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. He lost to a rear naked choke about 1 minute and 15 seconds into round number 1. I am kind of excited about this. Both these guys are coming in off of losses. Neither one of them have ever had a win, so you know they're hungry for it.
No, exactly. I mean, I saw this guy warming up in the back when I was back there. I was actually talking to a couple fighters back there, and he was warming up. He was hitting the pads. You know, he was actually kind of listening, even taking some technique. He looked pretty good on the pads. Seems to me to kind of be a little bit nervous out there right now.
You know, it could just be the look on his face, but I will say that Hector Martinez looks a lot more calm in his facial expression. But I don't know Matt Vincent well enough to know if that's just his natural look.
Agreed.
I will say it's been longer for Matt since he's been in the cage. Matt last fought for us here at SteelFist back in May, where Hector fought last month for us. Okay. So, you know.
And Hector's had, how many more minutes worth of fights versus that
Yeah,
what was
I
it,
mean,
the first round.
Almost 17 minutes more of cage time.
Yeah.
Which is forever when you talk about being a fighter. Dave Selstad getting this thing going, and a nice show of respect, touch of the gloves.
They're kind of feeling each other out, and what you see after amateurs that lose for a second.
Right. Well, Matt trying with that kick to the body, and Hector just kind of grabbed it up. Didn't really give him a choice. Nice little exchange on the gloves right there. Not too much from either one of them so far, but I think that that's kind of what you need for these guys to kind of get comfortable in the fight that they're in, especially if you've got any nerves coming in here. Get punched once or twice in the face, the nerves kind of go away.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm kind of watching. Ooh. And I think that's where I think Hector wanted to take it.
I was going to say that was kind of a good Brazilian takedown on the part of Matt Vincent. Does a great job, Kleitman, getting that.
Well, we got a triangle in.
We kind of got a triangle in. Now he's switching it up to an armbar, which is smart. He had the legs on the opposite side there to lock in. And the fact that Hector had his arm off to the side prevents that choke. So smart move by Matt trying to switch it up to an armbar. I'd like to see him roll back through and go back to the shoulder. There you go.
He was trying to look to his corner and kind of get for some help in that position. I was seeing him kind of look over there.
Yeah, right now where they're at, I would have loved to see Matt try and go back over to the triangle because he doesn't have the arm for the armbar. But great job of Hector just kind of staying in it, throwing some punches. And Hector just wants to hit him in the face.
And that's what it looks like. It looks like Hector wants to kind of hit him in the face, maybe wrestle with him a little bit, punch him in the face on the ground.
Right.
But it doesn't look like he wants to stand there, maybe strike.
No, well, and Hector, was doing a good job kind of tying up that head and shoulder. He doesn't have a guillotine, and I don't think that he was trying to go to the guillotine, suck back to the ground on that, but it looks like he might be trying to get that shoulder choke the way he was stepping to the side. But it looks like Matt Vincent's doing a good job of controlling that leg and not really getting an angle on it.
Well, he's getting the side control.
If he can get that arm through.
Yeah.
Again, Hector's doing a good job of controlling that head and shoulder, but he's just not in a good position to finish it. Almost looked like he was in the Darce position just from the bottom.
Looking for his hooks. He's got one over the shoulder right now, which it seems to be.
Yeah, honestly, if Hector went up tripod right now, he could probably shake him off.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what tripod is, literally, it's exactly what it sounds like. You stick your butt in the air, and you keep a hand on the mat and your 2 feet on the mat, stick your butt up as high as you can and shake him off.
Or you can tripod with your head on the ground, or any type of tripod.
Yep, 3 points of contact.
Yes. Well, and we're back to our feet. Going to get a little bit more action here.
Honestly, I think this is where Hector wants to be. He's landed some clean shots right now. Blood on the face of Matt Vincent.
And Matt's tired. Matt's kind of, he's done.
Well, we're going to see a round number 2.
He's going to get to round 2.
And, at a minimum, this is more than Matt was able to do in his last fight. He's going into the second round. He looks extremely tired. Yes.
Looks like he's almost going to fall over.
Yeah, and his corner did not bring in a chair. I don't think they want him to sit down. They want him to keep standing, which is fine. That's a corner's decision kind of a thing.
True.
I know a lot of guys that do it because it's intimidating to your opponent to see someone standing across the cage when you're sitting down, breathing heavy.
Well, and right now with those kind of loopy legs, you might want to maybe just lean up against the fence and get a little bit strength underneath them.
Right.
Because if you turn them off, they might not want to turn them back on.
Yeah, no, exactly. And honestly, I think his corner's doing a great job trying to keep him in the game and everything else. But I'm looking over at Hector, and his corner is telling him, keep going with that hook. Keep standing on your feet. I think that they're telling him.
Nice and calm.
Yep. I think they're telling him all the right things he needs to do. They're paying attention. What he's been doing well and what he's been able to capitalize on is on his feet. And I think that that's what he needs to continue.
And remember, Hector's been here before.
Yes, he has. And you can see, he's got another 2 rounds in him. He's gone 2 more rounds in each of his fights, where, again, this is Matt's first time going out of the first round.
So what would you tell Matt at this point in time? If you were in Matt's corner, what were you going to tell him?
I would tell him to keep your hands up, try and use your reach as much as you can, and wait to close that distance. I think that the safety spot, Matt just ate some good shots right there.
And he's about done. Well, and Matt explodes. Do you notice that?
Yes.
He has a lot of explosive energy. He'll kind of get out there. He might get a takedown right here.
Yeah, and honestly, he's been fairly safe on the ground. In fact, he actually went for a few submissions. He was dangerous for a little bit on the ground, but regardless, getting on the ground right here is potentially better for him, but he does have his head all the way in. It looks like Hector might be able to finish with that choke. There's no arm in between. And
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, if Hector can kind of change his hips, change that angle on his hips, he might be able to finish. And as I speak, he got Matt doing a somersault out of it. Ooh,
nice,
great job.
Nice position. And those explosions, you would have seen, I'd like to see. Those are kind of on the back of the shoulders.
Yeah, I'd like to see those instead of being we'll call it the gorilla.
Yeah.
The gorilla attack, the smash, you know. I would like to have seen him kind of come in at angles to the head.
To the head, yeah.
Yeah, even if you're hitting hands, you're going for something that's going to look better to the referee and to the judges.
Well, and it's still going to jar the head.
Yes.
If you hit the hands, it still hurts.
Yeah, and Matt's got his hooks in great. Honestly, right now, Matt's got so much control on the back. Yeah, it was going for a slight crucifix there. Makes it a little uncomfortable, makes the head pop out. You can open up, start throwing some shots. Right there.
But you know, the thing that's going on here is Matt's getting to kind of
I think Matt's trying for the choke.
He's getting to recover.
Yep, and he's in a dominant position, and this looks good in the eyes of the judges, especially when he's not just sitting there camping out. He's going for a submission. He's throwing shots. He's trying to finish this fight.
It looks like he might end up on the bottom there.
No.
Good hips.
Yep, keeping his hips in. Still got those hooks, too. He's doing the right thing. He's not crossing his feet either. He's staying on nice and controlled there. There you go, and Hector's sitting inside. Now you see he just crossed his feet, and Hector is able to kind of turn a little bit. I'd like to see Hector start really turning hard to his left. Grabbing the shoulder like that's pretty good. It keeps him from getting up on top of you, but I'd like to see Hector turn.
Yeah, I think he got on top.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. But you know what I like? I like this kind of battle. And here we go. I mean, we're going to get into round 3.
No, we're going to see a round number 3, but what I'm really liking is just the way that Matt has been in control this round. At the beginning of the round, coming into the round, it was Hector's fight. And honestly, that first exchange at the beginning of the round, it was still Hector's fight. But as soon as Matt got the takedown and was able to get on top, Matt controlled the majority of that round. He was not slacking. He wasn't just laying and praying. He was staying busy. He was going for submissions. He was landing strikes. I think that he did enough to win that round.
Oh, I agree. I think he definitely won that round, and I think he just showed heart. I mean, I think he was exhausted. You could see him stumbling out there.
Yes,
you know, I mean, that was physical problems.
Yes.
You know, but he kind of mentally kind of sucked it back up.
Attrition is one of the worst aspects of fighting because you don't get to decide when your gas tank runs out, especially if you've never been put in this situation before. And it is crazy when you get to that point at the end of what you think, oh, that's only 3 minutes. But 3 minutes of fighting is more than any 2-mile run I've ever done, anything like that. It is crazy the way that it just takes everything. It saps the energy from every muscle in your body. And then, holy crap, I'm still in a fight for up to another 6 minutes, you know, especially, you know, these amateurs, they are only 3-minute rounds. So, you know, you're seeing a lot of heart from Matt Vincent right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought the fight was going to be over in the first. You know, we got through the end of the first. Second round, he comes back and wins that.
Yes.
I mean, I would probably almost argue we're 1-1 right now.
Yeah, I think so, too. Like I said.
Ooh, nice kick.
Ooh. And that was one that Hector didn't catch as he threw it.
And that was the best kick of the night, I believe.
And again, you're seeing Matt go for that takedown.
Well, he's gotten to this position. He's gotten the takedown.
Big takedown by Matt.
You heard that.
That goes to the explosiveness you were talking about.
Again, he's going to get to a dominant position, it looks like.
Yeah, I'd like to see him kind of control that left leg of Hector and try and slide over, but honestly, with him crouched up against the cage right now with that pressure, I don't think that he's in too much danger of Hector getting out of there.
No. I mean, Hector's in a kind of stuck position. What would you be telling Hector to do? What is Hector going to do?
I would tell Hector
to
drop to your left hip, your right hip, sneak that left knee in across his hip and start pushing out, get out of there with the seatbelt escape and just try and move or shrimp through, whatever, you know, like that's the kind of things you need to do. You have to change angles, especially when you're stuck against the cage like that, because right there is not where you want to be.
Yeah, there you have nothing.
Yeah. But turning towards him, trying to get that knee in, allows you to start shrimping, possibly get your knee down where you can start stacking to stand up. And right there, you're getting. For a second there, I was like, I think that might have been a back of the head shot, but or grabbing the cage. I really wasn't looking because I was talking to you instead. But I did definitely not what I thought was happening at first. I thought Dave was going to stand him up, and which I think that would have been a bad choice, and obviously so does he.
Oh, look at his neck just cranked up. Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to see a crossface right there. And just,
right then.
If he could posture up right there, maybe even get to mount. If he needs a little bit more leverage, get to mount for a second.
Honestly, with the pressure he's putting on and the angle he's at, I don't think he needs to worry about going for mount. I think that if he tries to transition to the mount, that could actually screw up his dominant positioning that he has right now.
I see what you mean. By his hips coming up more into him.
His hips coming up more into him, it could actually take away from the position he's got. With how high Hector's shoulders are against that cage, it could really throw off that balance.
Agreed. I guess I was thinking that he would end up trying to shrimp at the same time.
Right.
And it would create the vice versa on the same side.
But where he's at right now, Matt's just in such a dominant position, putting that pressure on and landing these shots. Hector's not really able to answer that. He hasn't found the key to escape out there. He's moved a little bit, but not as incremental as he needs it to be to get an escape.
Yeah, I just like to see Matt kind of posture up and land some heavier shots.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think this fight could have been ended.
I think so, but I think this is winning Matt the fight. Because
it's definitely winning him the fight.
Now, it could have been ended, but does he have the juice to sit up and actually throw like that? And at the same time, if he does that, would that let Hector try and escape because he doesn't have the pressure to keep him pinned down?
Well, there we go. I mean, we went all 3 rounds. He tried to help him up. Hector didn't want to help up.
No, he didn't seem too happy about Hector not taking his help up. But, you know, it is what it is. You're in a fight, you know, and not everybody wants to be friends until a while after the fight.
Exactly. Well, and maybe he didn't want to look that way.
First fight never goes all the way to the judges. First fight went all the way to the judges. So we're going to make them work for it tonight.
His leg, I think, might have hurt his leg. He's kind of
babying. Couple reminders really quick while we got the calculator going. If you want to film a fight, please feel free. Film the fight, post it on Instagram. Tell your grandma.
But there's a little bit on
make sure the lights off on your phone, please.
All right, we're going to take this thing to the judges and find out who actually won this fight. That was a great performance by both these guys.
You guys know the drill.
I'm excited to see who won.
Me too. Let's take it up.
I don't know who won yet, but do me a favor. Let's hear it for Hector Martinez. Let's hear it for his opponent, Matt Vincent. First fight of the night, and we're already mopping up blood. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? You guys better not be getting tired on me yet. We got 12 more of these, so we'll get this one figured out. Somebody's going to walk out of here with their very first win out of this fight. Who do you think it's going to be? Talk to your neighbor. You ever try and do math with like 1,000 people watching? It's not easy. All right, one more time. I got both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both of these warriors. This fight going all the way to the judges. Rich Montanez with a score of 27-29. Dennis McMahon with a score of 28-29. Stephen Farragher with a score of 28-29. Your winner by unanimous decision out of the black corner, Matt Vincent!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Matt Vincent. Matt, dude, that was a 3-round war, man. How are you feeling right now?
I'm tired.
I would be too, man. I was getting a little winded just watching you. Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Yeah, his first punch was right to my nose, and I was just spitting blood everywhere.
Well, you did great job recovering, man. You controlled the last 2 rounds beautifully. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank Seb, Trish, my family, everyone that helps me train, just everyone.
Outstanding, man. Are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait to see you come back. Congratulations. Everyone give it up to your winner, Matt Vincent!
Now comes the hardest part of the night. Everybody wants to take your picture. Now 1 and 1, getting to smile real big. One more time, make some noise for your winner, Matt Vincent. If there's a Mrs. Vincent, he has to take a picture with the Bud Girls. He doesn't want to. It's not an option. And that smile was totally fake. All right, you guys ready for fight number 2? Don't get tired yet. Pace yourself. We got a couple more of these to do. Fight number 2. You ever look at somebody and say, man, I wish you would? Our sponsor, Phil and Jason, started a business, and it's called I Wish You Would Whiskey. Check out their peach whiskey. It's available right here at the Union Event Center. Get yourself a shot and look at somebody and say, I wish you would whiskey. Fight number 2 brought to you by Phil and Jason. Fighting first out of the red corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 234 pounds, with a current record of 1 and 3. Doing it for Wyoming Faction. Let's hear it for Austin Bowden.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Austin Bowden. This man is 29 years old, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 234 pounds, with a record of 1-3-0 out of Team Wyoming Faction. What do we know about this guy, Ryan?
Well, we know he's trying to get more on the winning side.
Yes.
I mean, we can definitely see that. I mean, the other side of the equation is that he did have a win. He had a couple, like I guess he had a couple losses. He did end up getting that victory in the heavyweight division.
Yes.
His last fight was actually at a cruiserweight, so it was higher than that.
Okay.
He's coming back down now to the heavyweight again, where he kind of put things back together. Now we'll see if he can put things together against Mike Tasker.
Right. And I know his last fight was actually a win against Michael Dukes, but that one was a while ago. That was actually towards the end of the summer of 2020 out there, and I want to say that one was in Evanston, Wyoming. So it's been a while since he's been in the cage stringing things together.
Well, he did have that cruiserweight one in August, actually. So August 28th, he had a cruiserweight one against Ryan Robertson.
That's right. I know he's also had a few fights get canceled that were scheduled throughout the year. So COVID's been a hell of a thing as far as getting people out here and getting in the cage. So I'm excited to see what happens in this one. Austin looks great. He looks like he's ready to come out here and get in the cage. And his corner is wearing a Utah Utes football jersey or hoodie. So I'm kind of a fan right off the bat.
There you go.
All right. Well, let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 262 pounds, with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for Hard Knocks MMA, let's hear it for Mike Tasker.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Mike Tasker coming out, standing 5 foot 11 inches tall, weighed in at about, let me see here, 262 pounds. He has a record of 0-1-0. He's representing the Team Hard Knocks MMA. What do we know about him?
Well, I do know that his last fight and his only fight was a loss. He lost to Jason Marin back in June here at SteelFist Fight Night. It was a first round loss to strikes. But I do know he's a big boy. He throws some heavy hands, and I'm kind of excited to see. I love it when guys are coming in off of a loss, especially when they don't have a very large record. One, because they're hungry. Two, I'm excited for him specifically because he's a big boy, and when these big boys get in the cage, it is awesome, man. We put this aluminum cage to the test every time, and I don't expect anything less than that tonight. So
I remember his last fight. It was against Jason Marin. Jason Marin's more of a grappler. And if I remember correctly, because he's trained down at the University of Grappling, which I'm a little bit familiar with.
Right, with Mark Brewer.
Yes, and he had done that back in the day. So he had come up. It was his first MMA fight.
Right.
But he had trained for many years. And I believe something happened. They got to the ground, but I believe Mike Tasker was kind of throwing some heavy hands when it was on his feet.
But it went to the ground pretty quick, and
Marin was in his world at that point in time.
Yeah.
But I think what we have going on here, Austin Bowden looks to me like he's willing to stand there and bang.
Yeah, he looks definitely like he's another one of those guys that wants to sit there and just throw those heavyweight hands and see what happens.
Well, I think we're going to have a treat for you guys at home tonight.
Well, I love seeing the cage get tested.
Exactly.
It's one of my favorite things. We've seen it shift before. I've seen a couple of the cage crew out there like holding the door shut. This is kind of a fun experience, especially if you're live. This is great. Now you got Dave Selyusted, our referee this evening, going to give some last-minute instructions, bringing him in, give some last-minute instructions. Now, the referees, they have a fighter meeting before the show. They talk to all the fighters. They go over all the rules. So right now, Dave's not telling them the rules. He's reiterating some of the basics. No strikes in the back of the head. Keep it clean. Protect yourself at all times. That kind of stuff.
Exactly. I was watching that kind of stare down right there. And Austin, kind of looked a little bit nervous, a little bit he's standing back right there, kind of keeping his distance.
Mike's looking pretty confident, man.
Exactly.
with those hands.
A bit more confident than our Austin does. Now, I think Austin's got some head. See, Austin kind of just ducked down as soon as we came in.
And there you go. We're pushing against the cage. That's what I'm talking about right there. Nice flurry. I mean, Austin's really trying to throw off of his back there, but there's just no breathing room from Mike Tasker.
No. And they're exerting a lot of energy right now for these guys. I mean, it's going to take a lot out of them. Just this exchange right now, when they get off of this cage.
They're going to both be tired.
Yes, agreed.
Well, and I like what I just saw there. Austin throwing those knees to the body. Mike is doing a good job of putting that pressure on, but I'd like to see him separate at least for a moment to land some shots before putting that pressure back on again.
Well, I'm looking for Austin at some point to say, screw it, let's go.
And just start banging.
Yeah, he's been so timid throughout the start of the fight.
Well, I don't think he's been timid. I don't think he's been able to string anything.
To get anything off?
Yeah, Mike's just putting that pressure on. You see Austin trying to push away. He's throwing shots to the body and as close to the head as he can get. He's just
they're nice. He slid one right up there.
Yeah,
there we go.
He's just not getting the space to land anything, and with all that pressure that Mike's putting on him.
Yeah. I don't like him turning the head though.
No, you heard a loud thunderous. Ooh, that was to the thigh. That knee did look a little low. You see Mike. Mike looks tired.
Yep.
Exactly what you were saying.
And I definitely think Austin right now has got a pace on him. If Austin could go in,
Dave, fight. You're in a fight.
Come on, guys.
You're in a fight. Bring it together. And again, Mike doing, nice hands by Mike. Tasker going to task.
They're not going to have much left in them right now.
No, but I mean, when you throw something with 260 pounds behind it, it's going to hurt. I walk into a steel beam, it hurts, okay? If that steel beam's coming at me, it hurts a lot more. And again, Mike's got to be careful when he's chasing after him not to just punch for the back of the head like that. But Mike's tired.
Mike's tired, yeah.
I wonder if Mike's going to quit. He did that.
I could see him due to fatigue.
Yeah, he kind of threw that wave like I'm done, but hopefully that was just in my head.
He's looking out of the corner of his eye.
He definitely looks like he's enjoying himself.
And he was the one that waited until Austin came last time, if you remember. Yeah. Austin was the one that initiated off the break.
Austin closed the distance, and Mike kind of capitalized on it.
That's honestly how this has happened every time.
Yeah, we're going to see a round number 2 on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm excited.
you're in for a treat.
All right, so that's the end of round number 1. In your unofficial opinion, your unofficial scorecard, because what we say doesn't matter.
Of course,
right?
of course.
We just entertain the folks at home or annoy them, one of the two.
Probably a little bit more.
Well, if I'm doing my job right? So, my opinion, I think that Mike Tasker won that round. I think that he did enough damage, obviously, to Austin Bowden. But on top of that, I think he just controlled the action so much more effectively than Austin was able to do. And Austin really didn't have an answer for any of it. But what are your takes on it?
I agree with you. I mean, what I would like to see out of Austin is it looks like Austin's very nervous. Honestly, I could see him shaking when they were on the standoff.
Yeah,
I could see kind of his chest shaking before the fight started.
Yeah.
And so he seemed very timid walking in. And as he was coming in, he comes up there. He doesn't want to engage. Tasker makes him come forward to give Tasker a little bit more confidence in what's going on.
Yes.
He essentially bull rushes him, and now we're in a scramble for how long.
Yeah, honestly, Tasker's kind of using that bully technique.
And it's working.
And it really is. And he's doing it
It's
really
working.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's working. I mean, that's what's winning the fight, I think. That's why I think, I keep saying I want, Austin to be less timid. Get a little aggression in there and get mad and say, let's go, buddy.
Yeah,
I'm getting hit anyways.
I'd like to see him not come in to close the distance on those strikes. I'd like to see him kind of circle out and throw a hook. Maybe a 1-2 hook, circle out. Maybe a hook, circle. Just a couple things to stay outside of Mike's closing distance right there. Because Mike, when he lands those big hands, it's rocking Austin.
Well, and get Mike to throw a big hand, circle off that cage.
Yes.
Uppercut.
There you go. Seeing a little bit more action from Austin.
Nice. Oh, I just saw him take a breath. His nose is bleeding. It's okay, bud. We're in a fight.
Yeah, no, you can tell they're both in a fight right now. Breathing heavy, very fatigued, blood. This is great.
Hey, I like it. I mean, they just clashed heads together.
Look at Mike's face.
Yeah.
Like, he keeps smiling. Like, after every exchange, even if he gets hit, he starts smiling.
I think he likes it.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a big old Viking-looking guy, man.
I think he enjoys this.
There you go. Austin landed some nice knees to the body.
Yeah. And they seem like they're effective.
Oh, yeah. You see that Mike changed his angle. He kind of changed the direction he was turning his body to try and take that away.
And you'd like to see him kind of circle off the cage here, Austin.
Ooh, another big hand by Mike.
Ooh, Austin's tired too.
Yeah,
I think the fatigue's sitting in right there. Now they're talking to each other. Now they're talking. Are you ready to quit?
No.
No, I'm not.
This is
Here
great.
we go. Ooh.
This is what I love when these big boys go to town like this, man. This is an entertaining fight.
This is a good way to kind of start the night off.
Definitely.
It's a good wholesome.
I mean, you got over 500 pounds.
Cage fight.
Ooh. Wow. Look at this thing, man. Back and forth. And again, Mike does his thing, and he puts him against the cage.
Kind of bullies him up against it.
I'm loving, though, that you're seeing so much more out of Austin when he's against the cage. He's throwing those knees really effectively to the abdomen area of Mike Tasker.
Well, and I think it's making the fight. I mean, Tasker's taking him. And he keeps coming in,
but it's keeping it as a fight. It's keeping Austin in the game.
And I do believe he's respecting it at a level.
Oh, yeah. But, Austin, we talk about how fatigued Mike looks, but look how fatigued Austin looks after each one of these exchanges, too. And right now, you don't want to be Austin because you're not just holding your 200
Austin just tapped.
There you go.
That was a fatigue tap.
Outstanding, man. That is...
Wow.
Both of these guys have been driving on pure heart since about 20 seconds into the first round.
Yes.
When that first exchange ended against the cage, this entire fight has been heart.
Yeah.
That is it.
The whole load left right there. The rest of it was just kind of fumes.
But you know what? Even on fumes, that was entertaining to say the least. Both these guys just put on a great show. Way to start the night off with something smooth, man.
Those fumes were pushing some big diesels.
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
Those are some big old trucks.
They were getting more miles to the gallon than I get in my truck. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Man, Austin, man, I hope we see you come back here and do this again. Mike Tasker, way to go, getting your hand raised. Even record now, 1-1.
Yep.
All right, let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Sounds good.
All right, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both the fighters, would you? Your winner, 2 minutes, 44 seconds into round number 2, a verbal submission. Out of the black corner, Mike Tasker!
Good. You got a towel? Yeah. Wipe his ass down real quick. I got it. Here. I got you. Turn around. Get his arm over there. I get over here. Get over here. Get this arm and I'll get this side.
What's that?
Never mind. I got it. We good. Come on. We're good. Come on. Right here. Yeah, we'll get you over here. You can stand over here.
Lean up against the
There you go, brother. Listen, Joe Rogan stuff. All right, big man. I'm going to get you over here kind of propped up against the cage. Hopefully the camera will get us. Okay, I think we'll get a better interview this way. How you feeling?
Tired.
I could tell. So let me ask you this question. I don't think everybody knows. What was that little verbal exchange you guys had in that third round, like partway through?
I don't even know. I told him to keep coming towards me.
Is that what it was? Yeah. I had heard it was something along the lines of you guys trying to call it, and you were like, no, I can't. Keep coming.
He did ask me if I wanted to call it. I'm like, no.
Well, you stayed in until the end, and it looks like you kind of got through that war of attrition. What are we going to see out of you next? Did you think it would be this tiring?
No, I did not.
Are we going to see you back here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, hey, do you have any fans, family, friends you want to thank?
Everybody that showed up to support me.
All right. Everybody, let me get a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Forgot his name.
Walking out of here with his first win. One more time, make some noise for Mike Tasker. It might be the first time we have the Butt Girls go to the fighter. Do me a favor, guys. Let's make some noise for the people that built the cage. That was 500 pounds of fighter coming right at me in 3D, and thank God the cage held up. Utah's premier MMA event, SteelFist Fight Night. We don't mess around. We might need to get a mop and a bucket, though. All right, tell you what, if you post a selfie of yourself in front of the fight cage and you put it on our fan page and tag us, SteelFist Fight Night, somebody's gonna win 2 VIP tickets to the next event. So post a selfie, show the cage, hit our fan page, tag SteelFist Fight Night. You might get 2 VIP tickets, and if you sit up close, you might even get blood on you. You guys ready for fight number 3? Don't get tired yet. Come on. Fight number 3 brought to you by the undisputed champion of real estate, Jessica Kruger. Get with Jessica for your real estate buying and selling needs. Jessica Kruger sponsoring fight number 3, another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145.5 pounds, with a current record of 0-1. Doing it for Beaver Akai. Make some noise for Andres Toro!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Andres Toro. This young man is 25 years old, standing 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145.5 pounds, with a record of 0-1-0, training out of Team Beaver Kai. What do we know about this guy, Ryan?
Well, we know he had a very tough, first bout coming out. He had a really tough opponent, and I believe it was David Kim, wasn't it?
Yeah, David Kim. I believe it was in the second round. He actually lost by submission, I believe rear naked choke, but it was a good fight. I mean, he fought a really tough guy, really good wrestler that actually, he went all the way into that second round before anything caught him. So he was doing fairly well,
Well, I think that part of that is he's a wrestler himself as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's something he did. I talked to him in the back. He did that all through high school. He's doing this now because it's a way for him to keep competing.
Right.
He kind of likes that competition style. He actually wants to throw hands this time more. He said he wants to kind of get away from just the wrestling and kind of wants to show off his hands a little bit more.
That is actually something that's pretty common with a lot of wrestlers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, especially when they're at a decent to high level. They always talk about, I'm going to let my hands go next time, man. I want to get in there and let those hands go. And sometimes they do. It's crazy when you've got someone like, I don't know, the Axe Murderer, right?
Yeah.
That is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but you've never seen any Jiu-Jitsu out of them in the game. Because they just, once they get that taste, like, yeah, I can wrestle and grapple with the best of the best, but once you get that taste of throwing hands, so many people just try and stay to that game for a while.
Oh, it feels good.
All right, his opponent tonight coming out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 144.5 pounds with a perfect record of 0-0. Doing it for Horns Elite Performance. Make some noise for Tim Wrench.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Tim Wrench walking out right now. He stands for 5 foot 9 inches tall, weighed in at 144.5 pounds, has a record of 0-0-0. What does that mean?
One of those O's has got to go.
Yes, it does. He's training out of Horns Elite. What do we know about that? That unknown gym.
I've never heard of this Jeremy Horn character, but just as he walks right past the camera. Jeremy Horn is the head coach over there. He moved out to Utah a few years back, actually over a decade ago.
A while ago.
Came out to Utah, has a pretty big following, a pretty decent camp of guys that have been around for a long time training with him. Jeremy coaches guys that are still fighting in the UFC. He used to fight in the UFC. He's fought all over the world. He was at one time considered the most active fighter alive kind of thing. So a plethora of experience, over 100 fights, just himself, professional, and that's just sanctioned.
Yes.
More fights than that have no record, and wealth of knowledge, and he is one of those guys that if you go to his gym, you're going to inherit that knowledge because he works with his people. And great coach, man. Great guy. Love him to death. But let's talk about his fighter, Tim Wrench. Now, I don't know a lot about Tim, but I do know about his pedigrees coming out of Jeremy Horns. And, you expect someone coming out of there to have a good stand-up game and a good ground game. So, if you got a guy that wants to stand and bang in Andres Toro against someone out of Jeremy Horns' Elite Performance, I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, I was sitting there like a weirdo kind of peeking at the two of them. And, it looked like, Tim seemed a little bit more awkward. It seemed like, Andres was a little bit more comfortable kind of there right now. I'm curious how this is going to turn out because they can both grapple, it seems, or at least I would assume so.
If he's training out of Jeremy Horns, you're going to assume he can grapple. But I will say,
I know Andres
Tim is ready to fight since the second he stepped out of the curtain back there, coming on out to the cage. So you definitely see a lot more energy with Tim, and nice swings from Andres Toro. Like you said, he wanted to throw leather. He threw some hands.
Well, and we got back to, here we go, the wrestling. But I honestly think it's because it was somewhat attempted to be taken there before.
And
he's holding on to the cage.
Great exchange, great job by
looks like he's going to get this finish.
He's doing a great job controlling. He's got a good angle, and there's the tap. Ladies and gentlemen, Andres Toro comes out with a shoulder choke in the first round. Way to go. I mean, that's how you answer aggression, is with aggression.
Yeah.
Controlled aggression.
That's what it was. I mean, that was just kind of a ball of fire coming out, and you had a little bit of controlled aggression. You kind of had to meet it, dismantle it, kind of put it away.
Yeah, and he did a great job. I did like seeing Andres throw those hands at the beginning in that exchange. It looked like he got pissed off when Tim threw some of those punches and kind of swung with some intent. And then once it got against the cage, he kind of started taking control. Just
and went back to what he does.
Threw the numbers, went right to it, got that beautiful shoulder choke. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Let's get both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Make some noise for both of these athletes. Your winner, 32 seconds into round number 1. Tap out due to rear naked choke. Out of the right corner, the Bull, Toro!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Andres Toro. Dude, that was some controlled aggression, man. That looked beautiful. You got him down, you got that shoulder choke in methodically. That was beautiful. Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Not really. I just went out and fought. I have a lot of anger to get out, so it was good.
I saw that anger in those first 3 punches you threw. It was pretty fierce, man. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my family and friends for coming out. I want to thank my sensei, Uncle Kev, Beaver Kai, strike first, strike hard, no mercy!
Outstanding. Are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Yeah, I promised 3 fights no matter what, so I got 1 more, and then maybe I'll take some more.
Well, we can't wait to see you come out. Everyone give it up to your winner, Andres Toro!
You win the fight, everybody wants your picture. So that's 3 fights so far. 3 fighters walking out of here with their first win. That's kind of cool. Smile big, at least you're not wearing red. Toro. You guys ready for another fight? Oh. All right, hang on. That sucked. Let's try that again, please. Come on, they're working their butts off in here. Are you guys ready for another fight or what? That's better. Thank you. Fight number 4 brought to you by my good buddy, Coach Wayne Brown, Extreme Fire Protection. Anything you need, you always want to go with the best and support the people that support you. Extreme Fire Protection, Wayne Brown. Big shout out to the Poly Riders in the house tonight. He is bringing us fight number 4, another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 172 pounds. And making his amateur debut, 0-0-0, Fillmore fighter. Let's hear it for Jose Roman.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Jose Roman. This young man is 19 years old, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in 172 pounds, making his amateur MMA debut with a perfect record of 0-0-0. What do we know, Ryan?
One of those is going to go.
All right, now he's another guy training out of Team Fillmore, fighter, just like our first fight of the night.
Yep.
Now, what do we know about this guy?
Well, this was the other guy I was talking to in the back. Okay, he's got a little bit of a boxing background. He does have some wrestling as well. In high school, he wrestled. You know, so he's coming in. That's his dad that's there, you know, with him.
Okay.
And they're kind of talking this through, and he wants to give it a shot. You know, so he figured he'll come down here. He's been training, you know, not in a specific gym, just been working with his dad and stuff like that. So I know that he's been putting in some work. You know, he told me he's been putting in the hours doing that, and so did his dad. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's the pieces to the equation that I do know, is that he is new to the game, but he does have some
He's got some
background.
experience.
Yeah.
So he's not one of those guys, I'm the best guy at the barbecue. I'm going to come in the cage and see how it goes. He actually has some training. He's been putting in the work to come out here and have a pretty good debut.
Exactly. I mean, he's even got a couple sponsors that he wanted to give some shout-outs to. So Dawn Industries, you know, he was looking out for you, and High Peak Electric as well.
Outstanding. And I don't know if anybody saw that. They were also on his shirts.
Oh, nice, nice.
All right, well, let's see what his opponent looks like.
All righty. We'll take it to the center of the cage.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 168 pounds, with a current record of 0-3. Doing it for the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. Let's hear it for Danny Soriano.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Danny Soriano walking out right now. He is 5'11". He weighed in at 168 pounds. He is 0-3-0, so he's trying to get on the winning side, and he is representing the Team Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. I believe that was at one of those other gyms that came in here that I don't know as much about.
Yeah, no, they're a little bit newer gym, but they do have a lot of people coming. This is actually kind of, as far as gyms go, this is a repeat of the first fight. So these guys are both kind of mirroring what the corners were in the first fight. Now, what I do know about Danny Soriano is that his last fight was actually in SteelFist. It was against Shaolin Wing. Back, they fought about 203 pounds.
Yeah. It was May 1st. I remember because I was here. I was cornering.
Yeah.
So I wasn't actually here on the mic with you.
That's right. Your son was fighting. So
Yes.
You were pretty busy.
Yes. But I remember Soriano was fighting that night, and I believe, like I said, he was on the losing side of that. It was, I believe, up at a higher weight, I believe. So, you know, he was able to get down a chunk in weight here. I believe that one was at, what, light heavyweight, 203 pounds?
Yeah. So he's actually cut down. I think he weighed in at 193 for that fight, and then 168 for this fight. So he's come down quite a bit since then to get ready. So he's been putting in some serious work. He looks great.
Yeah, he looks really, really good. I mean, he looks so much different than he did before. I mean, he has had a good number of fights. Like I said, 3 fights right there. And he's been on the losing side of them. So even though we have an 0-0 guy, I mean, we have a guy that hasn't won yet. So, I mean, this is a great matchup here, and I love to see how this one's going to turn out. And much props to Soriano for losing all that weight. He's looking good.
No, he's looking lean. This is one of those ones that I'm excited to see him come back. He is coming in off of 3 losses, but he is training out there with Sepua, out with, you know, the Institute of Mixed Martial Arts. So he is getting some good training, some good hands. Obviously, you got Pua style boxing out there.
Okay.
That's something you expect from these guys. You know, back in the day, there were a lot of fighters that trained that style of boxing. It's kind of popular out here in the state of Utah.
Yeah, I kind of like the hands.
Hands look good.
Yeah,
Jose's
Jose's hands, I kind of like them.
Both of these guys are swinging really well. And I don't think either one of them really wanted to go to the ground. They're kind of enjoying what they're doing right now.
I think Soriano came out a little bit nervous, but he looks like he's settling in a little bit more.
Yes. Ooh. Nice head movement by Soriano.
That's right.
I like that he's not just staying in the center when he throws those punches. He is moving a little bit. But at the same time, Jose Roman did a great job of just ducking under and shooting off of that slip with that right hook a little while ago, too. I mean, both these guys have good head movement, and their hands are pretty good, too.
Well, and you notice it, and then Jose starts to clinch as soon as it starts to get a little bit too much there. So Oriana takes him down, lets him back up. He's not trying to get down on the ground.
That was just a toss.
He wants to stand and bang. I like it.
Yeah, no, you look at the look on his face. He wants to throw hands. Ooh, Jose Roman,
nice 1-2.
Right down the middle. And that's kind of been missing so far in this fight. Neither one of them have been right down the middle. They've both been coming from the outside.
So I said, you got that one.
And again, you're seeing Soriano is kind of throwing those, starting with hooks. Great shots, man. Jose Roman is doing a great job counterpunching or throwing off his back.
Nice leg kick. I think that threw a little different spice into the mix right there.
I think Jose is feeling pretty comfortable right now. His counterpunching and just kind of pedaling backwards and throwing his hands has been pretty decent so far. Yeah, he's been able to string some things together with that.
He's looking pretty good for his first fight out.
Well, hell, you look at his age alone. You know, he's 19 years old. I mean, he's a grown man, but he's still a kid as far as I'm concerned. You know.
No, I mean that's what I said to him in the back. You know, like I said, he's trying it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to do this, but at the same time, he's still kind of trying it out.
Yeah. And Soriano does a great job landing some body shots, and Jose ends up on the ground. Soriano's throwing big shots to the body.
Ooh. Remember, he had a little bit of high school wrestling as well.
Right. Did a great job kind of countering that. The attempt that Soriano had about rolling around and taking to the back.
And I actually thought Soriano was going to get there. And so as soon as boom, he stopped that, I'm thinking, well, I remember why.
Right. It looks like Soriano might be going for, never mind. The angle, it almost looked like he was going for a 5-finger choke.
There he goes. Back. I just heard the 10-second clip.
Yeah,
we might see it round 2.
Yeah, I think we're going to see it round number 2. I don't think Dave's going to stop this yet. There's still enough time left that it's possible, but at the same time, yeah. I think you would have needed to see Soriano really tee off on him and connect without Jose being able to have hands in between.
Yeah, and Jose was fine. He stood right up like nothing happened.
Yeah. All right, so takeaways. I want to hear your opinion before I give mine.
You know, I was very impressed with Jose coming out for his first fight. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
But I do think at the end of the day, Danny walks around winning that. I think Jose had some great exchanges, kind of that 1-2.
Yes.
That were probably some of the more significant strikes that were landed in the round.
I will agree with that 100%.
I just think Danny was more active and was kind of would land maybe at a higher clip, maybe not with the same power.
Yeah, no, Danny took more shots as far as clean shots, but he threw more punches.
Yes.
They still connected. I will say Jose threw the cleanest punches of this bout so far.
Yes.
The cleanest punches that connected the best came from Jose Roman. But Danny threw more shots. He did land them. He was able to get Jose to the ground, whether it was through a body shot or slipping or whatever, but he was able to get that dominant position, take his back, and land shots there. And Jose's right down the middle, man.
He was chomping at the bit to come out, came out with his hands down. The guy moved his head back. Okay, let's fight.
Nice job by Jose grabbing for that kick and just swinging. And that's kind of something that we always tell our fighters when we're cornering and coaching is if someone's checking your leg like that, check it back with a right cross. Lean into that kick and just punch him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, make him pay for it.
Exactly.
You know, flex your leg so it doesn't hurt as much. Make him pay.
Nice hands, but now I'm kind of getting thrown off a little bit because Jose's landing those shots, but Danny's head movement, the way that he escapes is by leaning back, and it almost makes me think he's getting knocked backwards.
He's putting his chin so high in the air.
Yeah. Well, and it almost looks like he got wobbled back, right?
Yes.
But it's just the way that he...
That one he got hit.
That one was, yeah. But it's also the way he moves away from the shots.
I agree. But look how high he's got that chin in the air.
Right.
I mean, one more follow-up.
Nice big left by Danny.
And he doesn't need another follow-up because Danny's doing it himself.
No, Soriano's just in a dominant position.
Back of the head.
Shots, back of the head.
Oh, it's over.
Okay.
Nope. No,
I thought he was getting pulled out for the shots to the back of the head, but no, that fight is over.
Yeah, I think it's over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Danny Soriano gets his hand, gets that
yes,
win.
Yes, he did. He got it, ladies and gentlemen.
Really early in the second round. Way to go, man. Way to get that win, change that record around. Maybe he can turn this into a streak because he's looking good at this weight class.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And, hey, you know what? Jose did really good for his first
No,
fight.
Jose looked great for his first fight. 19 years old, coming in here against a beast and Danny Soriano. I mean, neither one of these guys should ever go home thinking that this was a bad fight. This was great for both of them and just a little bit better for Danny Soriano tonight.
Exactly. You know what, Jose, get back in the gym, get over there, kind of put some things together and figure out if he really likes this. You know, I seem to think he did because he looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, he looks solid. All right, let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Yeah, we're going through some towels tonight. All right, gentlemen, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. You know what to do. Make some noise for both these fighters, would you? Your winner, 1 minute, 18 seconds into round number 2. Ref stoppage due to strikes. Out of the black corner, Danny Soriano!
Danny, let me get you right here. Wow, how's this feel?
It feels good. It's a new feeling, but I'm gonna come back for it. So I got some work to make up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a new feeling for you. Took you a couple tries, you got here, but you look a lot better too. What happened?
Just went through some really rough roads and had a really down time in life. And I was like, you know what? I gotta get myself back on my feet, get myself in shape, and cutting down to make this shit my living.
Hey, well, you look great out there today. I can see the improvement. Is there any game plan you went in there with today?
I knew I was gonna go for his legs. From what I heard, he was a boxer, so it's like, all right, I gotta get my striking up. But I knew I was gonna go for my legs, so just take his legs out first. That's about it.
Hey, you did a great job out there. Do you have any fans, family, sponsors you want to thank?
My family for sure. My amazing girlfriend that came out here to support me. Love you, babe. Yeah, everyone that bought tickets from me, I love all of you. You guys have been a great support, and let's run it back. Let's do it again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me get a big round of applause for Danny Soriano.
4 fights, 4 first wins. Not a bad night. Congratulations, Denny. Welcome back, man. Appreciate you coming to play with us. Smile big for the camera. And again, to Denny's girlfriend, he didn't want a picture with the Bud Girls. He has to get a picture with the Bud Girls. It's part of the contract. He's not having a good time. One more time, Denny, congratulations. Getting your first win, man. Hope to see you back again. You guys ready for fight number 5? All right, I'll take that. We got a break coming after this one, so get something to drink, stay hydrated. Fight number 5 brought to you by X-Card. Experience true purchasing freedom. Check out the X-Card and make sure you download the app. They are sponsoring fight number 5, another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 179.5 pounds, and making his amateur debut. He's an independent. Let's hear it for James Collins.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we got James Colvins. This man stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighed in at 179.5 pounds. He's 31 years old with that perfect amateur record of 0-0-0. So what do we know, Ryan?
One of those is going to go.
All right, and he is an independent fighter. So what do we know when someone comes out as independent? What does that usually tell us over here as commentators, fans, whatnot?
Well, as you would say, they're the Phantom Menace, right?
Right.
You know, we don't really know much about them. I've seen some come in that looked really good. I've seen some come in that didn't look so good.
Yeah.
I've seen some people that actually have a lot of experience. They're just not affiliated with a specific gym at that point in time.
Yes.
You know, someone that moved into a new area and, you know, sees a fight scene.
Or their gym closed down. You know, what you saw with quite a few people back when, like, the pit elevated, closed down before 4-7 opened up and took the majority of the students, followed over there. You know, you got people that are unaffiliated for one reason or another.
Yes. So, I mean, it is something we don't know much about him, but we're going to find out a lot about him pretty soon.
All right, let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent tonight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 180.5 pounds with a current record of 1-0. Doing it for Team Agima. Let's hear it for Andrew Mickelson.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I like it. Mr. Andrew Mickelson walks himself out to us. He stands 6 foot 6 inches tall, weighed in at 180.5 pounds, and he walked in like a boss.
Yes, he did.
Did he not? He has a record of 1-0, I believe. He's representing Team Agima. What do we know about that?
Well, I know that his last fight was actually here at SteelFist back in May. I believe that was our comeback card when we started holding the shows again. It was a win by stoppage to strikes in, I want to say, towards the last, I don't know, 30 seconds or so of the first round with Chris Chu. So it was a great performance. Came out, looked really good. Team Agima, they've got some great guys out there, and obviously Andrew is part of that at this point. He's very fit. Big guy coming in at that 185 pounds, solid 185er.
Where they got Dane and Court back there?
Yeah, you got Court McGee back there and Dane I'm going to screw his name up. Why don't you do
Aristable? I believe.
Aristable, or is it Aristizabal? I don't know.
Aristizabal could be.
But either way, dangerous. Both of those are very dangerous men. And, you know, you know he's getting some good training out there, especially if he's in there doing rounds with Court.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a lot of good guys coming out of there. So you know what? I expect big things out of them. I'm curious how this match is going to go.
I mean, I've got a good idea of how this fight's going to go, but I'm not going to spoil it because I've been wrong so many times when I'm trying to guess on what you're going to see happen. So,
well, I mean, it's kind of hard, but hey, James Colvin's coming in. He's 0-0. We got a 1-0 guy. Physically, it looks like Andrew Lopic.
Yeah, but, you know, funny story, they weighed in pretty close to the exact same weight. I mean, they were within 1 pound of each other on the weigh-in.
Oh, I believe it. But I'm just looking at Andrew's physique. It's very good.
No, Andrew looks bigger. And I'm sure Andrew cut anywhere from 5 to 15 pounds. But, very unorthodox fighting style for James
like
Colvin.
A drunken buck.
Yeah, James Colvin's very unorthodox. Ooh, took a nice head kick right there, though, but just kept coming. Didn't look like it slowed him down at all. I'm honestly really impressed with James Colvin's and just how kind of accurate that unorthodox style was, the way that he moved in and shot those shots, and now just controlling against the cage of what we were saying looked a bigger looking Andrew Mickelson.
Yeah.
And Andrew doesn't like being held against the cage like that. You saw as soon as he came off the cage, he was drawing those arms back and going for those big shots. Oh, big knee to the rib cage of James Colvin's, and this fight's over, ladies and gentlemen. That was a big knee. Went right to.
He's not complaining.
No, it went right to the liver side of James Colvin. As soon as that knee made contact with the ribs, he dropped and buckled. And I don't know if you've seen that ever happen in real life, ladies and gentlemen, but a liver shot can drop a full-grown man very quickly.
Yes, it does. Well, and here we go. In comes Court. Going ahead and congratulating them. Good work, my friend.
No, that was a great performance. Way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
All right.
All right, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both the fighters. Your winner, 58 seconds into round number 1. Ref stoppage due to strikes. Out of the black corner, Andrew Mickelson!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Andrew Mickelson. Andrew, dude, that was a beautiful knee to the rib cage right there. It looked like you got a liver shot on him, dropped him, and then you just went at him like a shark in the water. How are you feeling right now?
Feel great.
Did anything happen that caught you off guard?
Yeah, he came out pretty aggressive, which we were kind of expecting, and I guess I was trying to come out more patient and let the fight come to me and go slow pace at the beginning, so.
Yeah, that's the thing about fights, man. The plans change as soon as the first shot gets swung. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
First and foremost, I want to thank my opponent. My original opponent pulled out earlier in the week, and he stepped up and stepped in on the short minute notice. So I have a lot of respect to my opponent. Give him a hand.
Outstanding, man. Are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Yeah, I want to thank my wife real quick.
Very important.
She's super supportive, and she doesn't love that I do this, but she's a good sport about it. So.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait to see you come back and do this again. Everyone, give it up for your winner, Andrew Mickelson!
Talk about a class act. Give it a shout out to James Colvins for taking the fight on short notice. Thank you, James. Andrew, you didn't even mess up your hair, man. Your pictures are gonna look like the before fight pictures. Congratulations on your win, my friend. Walking out of here undefeated, 2-0. Your winner, Andrew Mickelson. You guys ready for fight number 6? I wish you would. Whiskey. Make sure you check out the peach stuff available here at the Union Event Center. I Wish You Would Whiskey. Phil and Jason sponsoring fight number 6. It's another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner. Standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 144.5 pounds. With a current record of 0-1. Another one from Beaver Kai. Make some noise for Kyle Evans.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Kyle Evans. This young man is 24 years old, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in 144.5 pounds, with a record of 0-1-0, training out of Beaver Kai. What do we know about this guy, Ryan?
Well, you know, I saw him in the back. He was kind of sitting there. You know, he was hanging out, and you know, he's one of those. Sorry, I had to fix my headset a little bit. But he's one of those Beaver Kai guys. You know, he's come out here. I believe he was on the losing end of his first bout.
Yes.
But I do believe he is one of those game kids. I don't remember exactly how long it went into it, but if I remember, it was a little bit of a scrappy fight.
Yeah, and God, it was a bantamweight fight against Richie Ortega.
Okay.
So it was a while ago, but it was, you know, one of those fights. He's a game fighter. He's definitely got a lot of energy. Fun to watch. I'm excited to see this fight.
Well, that's what I remember about it. I remember it being kind of a scrappy, you know, not a bad fight.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 143 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 1-0, doing it for Horns Elite Performance. Make some noise for Spencer Hansa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Spencer Hansa walking out right now, not wasting any time. Spencer weighed in at 143 pounds. You know, Spencer comes in and weighs stands 5 foot 9 inches tall. Has a record of 1-0-0 and comes from Horns Elite. What do we know about that?
Well, again, Jeremy Horn is the head trainer over there. It's his gym. He came out to Utah over a decade ago. He's been training fighters ever since. He used to train a lot of guys that fought actively in the UFC. They'd come out before their fights and train with him to get ready for it. He's fought some of the greatest. He choked out Chuck Liddell with a shoulder choke. Like, the guy is phenomenal. He's been in so many fights, and he's just got a wealth of experience, and he brings that to the gym and, you know, shares that wealth of knowledge with all of his fighters that work out of his gym. As far as Spencer Hansa, I'm going to just, I'll let you talk for a second.
I remember his first fight. I mean, his first fight, it was a pretty good jiu-jitsu. I mean, heavy bout. Again, kind of a scrappy kid. I mean, he looks in phenomenal shape coming in right now. He was on the winning side of his side, and if I remember correctly, these guys are going to put on a pretty good fight because I remember both of the sides being pretty scrappy. And you know, when they were coming out, when it first started, I'm thinking, okay, Kyle's looking pretty good here. You know, I remember his last fight. You know, he might have lost, but he did a good job. Next thing you know, Spencer comes out, and I'm thinking, okay, I remember Spencer's last fight. Spencer did pretty good. That's what it's got my head thinking right now.
Yeah, and honestly, these guys both look like they're ready to get in a fight. Spencer looks a lot more calm. Definitely taller, he's going to have that reach advantage. But they both look really calm. I will say that Kyle does look like he's more ready to be in a fight. He's kind of bouncing around, got a little bit more energy about him as far as what we're seeing.
Well, a nice tight boxing style coming in. Almost like a Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right nice up against the chin.
Yeah. Nice overhand, right? See, there's Spencer with a pretty good striking, kind of long.
Is using that reach, keeping Kyle on the outside there.
Yeah, Spencer's looking real good.
And Kyle didn't want to mess around with that. Yep. Goes in for the shot, and Spencer's doing a good job defending for as long as he could. That twist off the cage with that single leg just kind of whipped him down.
Now, here's where the question mark for me is. How is this going to play out on the ground? I was, thinking that Spencer's having a pretty good jiu-jitsu game, but I also know that as we come in there, Kyle's got that pretty good, heavy wrestling game.
Yeah, you can definitely see the wrestling game. He's going for that nice head crank, getting off to the side. Great scramble.
Oh, he's got that in.
He's got that guillotine. He drops back, and
he does look like
he looks like he's got it in pretty tight. But let's see if he's able to extend out and actually make it happen.
Difficult to finish.
They are. You got to be so tight with them, and just the mildest change in the angle can take that choke away.
Exactly. And to me, they're a rather low percentage choke in MMA. It's not something that I necessarily suggest you go for, because if not, you're going to end up on your back.
Yeah, I knew a commentator back in the day used to say that guillotines were very anticlimactic. I personally disagree. Winning a fight is always climactic, but great job. Spencer's able to get out of that kind of a dangerous position and get to a good point where he's landing some hits. And
well, I like how Kyle got back on that leg.
Oh, yeah, just controlled the leg so that he could stand up.
I mean, he pulled on a guillotine, failed on it, and did not end up on his back for a significant period of time.
No. Nice big overhand, yeah. You know, the downside for someone with the reach disadvantage that Kyle has, he's kind of got to go over the top like that when he wants to land a strike.
Yeah, that hurts. The body kick to set it up. The body kick and then that right hand. And now you can see Kyle's looking for that takedown. He's hurt.
Ooh,
nice
again,
overhand.
that big overhand.
But remember, he's a tough kid. He'll stay in there for a bit. Nice.
Ooh, and he just landed a head kick.
Yeah, told you he had a treat for you.
A 4-inch height difference, and he still lands a head kick. That's awesome.
Looks like we're almost all the way through on like a Darce.
Oh, yeah, no, he's through. Let's see if he's able to finish. Good job, Kyle, grabbing the hand and kind of pulling it away. And
nice.
That big overhand right
That overhand
Kyle.
is coming in clutch a couple times now.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Big hands. That head kick barely missed, but he followed it up with some nice hands by Spencer Hansa.
Ooh, and we made it to the second round.
We're going to see round number 2. This has been a great fight so far.
I'm telling you, these guys are some scrappers.
No, and this is one of those really good back and forth fights.
Yes. Well, and you're seeing both kind of strong suits out of both of them. Every time Kyle looks like he's starting to lose it, next thing you know, he'll land something heavy.
Like that big overhand right.
Yes.
But then you got Spencer throwing that head kick that just barely misses, but followed by some big hands.
Well, and you see, Hansa going around and he's got some clean strikes. When he uses his distance well, it's all him.
Oh, yeah, no, he's able to really control that outside. But where I was impressed is actually when Spencer was controlling that outside, the way that Kyle was able to shoot in underneath to get that first takedown. But then after that, when they were stood back up, when they got back up to their feet and they kind of restarted their little exchanges, and Spencer was controlling that center and using that distance, the way Kyle is closing the distance with that big overhand right off of those jabs. Like, that's the only thing that he's really able to do to close the distance. He's to shoot in for the takedown or throw that outside overhand right.
And it's working so far.
No, it's been pretty effective so far.
Oop, mouth guard, important.
All right, round number 2, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now they're just warmed up. I mean, now they're starting to get a hang of each other, starting to feel that distance.
They both look, big left by Hansa.
You know, Kyle's going to set those leg kicks up a little bit better. You know, I like these throwing the leg kicks.
Kyle threw that spinning back fist and followed it with a left hook and clipped the eye of Spencer Hansa. Spencer, I saw looking for the ref for a second because he thought he got poked in the eye, I mean, he did, but not with a finger. And kind of looking for a stop for a second, but no, this fight's still going to happen. There's no illegal action right there, and great exchanges by these guys so far.
Well, you know, I like the counter strikes of Hansa. I mean, not right there. Of course, he came forward, but you know, he seems to be doing really, really well once he goes ahead and gets Kyle to extend.
Yeah. Well, I think that when Spencer does kind of lead in with that jab, you know, he's overextending a little bit, and Kyle did a great job of closing in right there.
Well, and here we go. And here's Kyle. He's in on this single, trying to get him off the cage, see if he can get the takedown.
Almost like in the first round, he let go of the leg when he turned. I think that was the reason the takedown was successful in the first round, was holding the leg through that turn.
Able to lower his hip level, kind of be able to get him on the ground. There he wasn't.
Yeah.
Ooh,
nice shot to the body, though. And now looks like he's got really good control of that leg. I'd expect to see him start sucking that knee out.
Well, and he needs to get his hips back up underneath him. Right now, when his head's so down.
No, yeah, his head's in the crotch. It's hard to lift up. You're using all of its fulcrum on the small of your back, your lower back. It's really difficult. You want to either change the angles or pull him away from the cage so he gets shorter.
And good job using that by Hansa to turn that corner. And now he's in that spot.
Kyle controlling that right hand of Hansa so that he can't really do anything. He can't, because you can't knee to the head in the amateur. You can kick to the head, you can't knee to the head. And, you know, he's controlling that arm, so he's not going to get punched by that arm. And he's not going to get, it makes it really difficult to knee into the body when you've got your own arm in the way.
Well, and, you know, I was just thinking about, you know, for a total of, 2 fights between these guys.
Ooh, great takedown.
Nice takedown.
Beautiful takedown off of the cage.
Two fights in between these guys. This is a pretty good fight.
Oh, no, this has been a great fight so far. Little smother action to try and get Hansa to start moving a little bit.
Hey, I like it.
Because I think we're going to see a round number 2.
3.
Sorry, round number 3.
You're having so much fun, we're going to replay it.
Seriously, this was a great fight so far. Both of these guys just putting on a great performance.
Well, and Kyle walked over to his corner like nothing. And I was watching, and he just walked right over there like he's not fatigued. He's perfectly fine. Looking over here at Hansa, he doesn't look fatigued. He looks over here kind of in his corner.
Well,
he's listening.
He's sucking in the wind.
Yeah, he's taking a breath.
Well, and he was sucking in to get that win, but he does look like he's got another round in him. He definitely doesn't look that fatigued and that drained.
Yeah, see, look at Kyle there. I mean, he looks, pretty measured. I mean, taking a glass of water. I don't see his stomach going crazy.
A little bit, breathing in through the abdomen there. When you see more rise and fall of the chest than in the stomach, that's when you know there's a lot more fatigue kicking in.
What do you think the instructions are going into this third round? This is kind of the third, final round.
Honestly, if I'm in Kyle's corner, I'm telling him to just shoot in, wait till he throws a jab, just shoot in, either get him against the cage or get him on the ground and control that position.
Okay.
Honestly, that's where he's winning.
Yeah, I was going to say, who do you think's winning the fight?
Yeah. Honestly, this has been such a good fight, and doctor's in there right now checking the eye of Spencer Hansa after that shot that he took that did hit the eye. He's making sure that he's good, that he can see. Safety of the fighter is paramount when it comes to this sport. We're not going to let him continue to fight if it does put them in more danger. So I think he's fine. I don't think that the doc's worried about him losing his eyesight or anything like that. So
nope, and he's ready to fight.
Yeah,
it's not bugging him.
We're going to see this round number 3.
Yeah, well, it's not bugging him.
If you're over there impersonating Jeremy Horn, what were you telling Spencer to do in this round?
I was telling him to use his length. Keep him at the end of those punches right there. When he comes in.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, when he comes in, teep kick him. Keep your distance, keep your distance.
Control that cage?
Yes. I mean, just kind of.
Ooh, nice. Spencer does a great job just pulling that leg out.
Maybe watch out for the overhands.
Yes. And that head kick that somehow is reaching up there. Ooh.
Yeah, he's doing that spinny stuff, as they call it.
Yeah, that back fist actually landed that time.
Yeah, that one did. He's throwing it, but how many times during the fight?
That's the second time he threw it. The first time it just didn't land, but he followed it up with that left hook. He kept turning and had something behind it when he missed.
It looks like he wants to separate and strike.
And there you go.
Let's see, he's going to get the takedown. He's going to put him on his butt.
Did not have as much energy in that takedown attempt, but he didn't need it.
And you know what?
That's what a takedown looks like in the 3rd round.
Exactly. But, he had enough to just kind of turn him right there, put Hansa right on his butt, sit him down, and say, okay, we're gonna stay here now, guys.
Yeah, and he's staying up high in the back there, putting that pressure on, making it difficult for Hansa to really be offensive from the guard at this point. Between that and fatigue, doing a good job controlling the hips, and Hansa sneaks out the back door.
And now he's got a mount.
And let's see if Hansa's able to control that position.
Okay, let's see what happens from here.
See Kyle grabbing the head and trying to turn himself through.
Yeah, I would have said Kyle was winning that round until maybe this moment.
Until right now, yeah, or about 10 seconds ago.
Well, but we'll see what happens. Oh, he was holding himself up with the cage. Dave went over there. Dave knew. Dave let it continue because we ended up in this position right now.
Right.
He wasn't going to intervene when we were still going to end up in a dominant position.
Right. And in case you didn't know at home, you can't use the cage to your advantage. You can't grab the cage. You can't use the cage to pull and change your angle or your leverage. That is illegal. And normally Dave would step in to say something, but it didn't give an unfair advantage at this point.
Exactly. And if anything, if Dave stopped in, it could have hurt Kyle. That's why Dave
Kyle could have stayed in a bad position where he was able to turn out regardless of the cage grabbing that was happening.
Exactly. Well, here we go. We got that choke sunk in again. This one's tight now. This one's tight.
Yeah, it's tight, but there looks to be a little bit of chin under the arm there. I don't know. I
can't see.
Yeah, and he's out.
Did I just hear a 10-second click?
Yeah, I think that this fight's going to go to a decision, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
These warriors have just fought for 3 rounds
and
put on a hell of a war for the fans.
Great fight.
Literally, there are no losers in that cage right now.
No,
Both of these
that
guys
was a great fight.
Just came and put on a war and fought their hearts out all 3 rounds, all the way till the end.
Yeah, I mean, all the way to the last minute. And honestly, I don't know who won this fight. I'm glad I don't have to be a judge.
No, I couldn't guess if you tried to pay me to tell you who won this fight, which is again why I'm not a ref or a judge, because I don't know.
My guess is it's going to be 29-28.
I guarantee it.
I just can't tell you for who.
Right. Which one got the 29-28? All right, well, let's take it to the cage and find out who actually won this fight.
All righty.
Let's hear it for the red corner. Kyle Evans, make some noise! How about for the black corner, Spencer Hansa? Let's hear it! I'm kind of curious myself, man. We got the judges figuring this one out, but I just saw 2 fighters leave everything they've got in the cage. And I don't know if you guys saw the end when they smiled at each other and said, that was fun. That's what they do. Oh, I got smoke coming off the calculator. All right, talk to your table. Who do you think got it? Let's hear it. I know the answer, you don't. Let's get both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Gentlemen, make some noise for both of these warriors, please. All right, I got the scorecard in front of me. Rich Montanez with a score of 27-30. Dennis McMahon with a score of 30-27. Stephen Ferger with a score of 27-30. That leaves your winner out of the black corner, Spencer Hunter!
Spencer, let me get you over here. That was an extremely entertaining fight. Thank you so much for that. Was that what you planned, or did you have something else in mind there?
Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted war. That's what I got. Kyle's a hell of a fighter, pushed me, but it was, everything I wanted.
Well, I mean, it was beautiful. And, I mean, I don't know if you listened to the scorecards, that there were 30-27s. They were kind of vice versa. What do you think about that?
Well, back after the second, Jeremy said it might be 1-1. I thought maybe there was a chance it could have gone his way, but I think, ultimately I did enough with volume and escaping the bad position, so I think.
Hey, you did a great job. What was your plan there? Was it to grapple? Was it to strike? Because your hands look good, but you're also good on the ground.
I mean, coming in, we knew he was a good wrestler. So the plan, strike, overwhelm him, and then wait for the shot and try to grapple from there.
Nice. Well, hey, are we going to see you back in the SteelFist cage?
I would love to, anytime you guys want.
All right. Well, we'll plan on that one. Hey, so are there any family, friends, sponsors you want to thank?
There's my coaches, Jeremy Horn, Craig, all of my training partners that helped me, my friends coming out, my family. Thank you, everyone.
All right, well, everybody, let me get a big round of applause for Spencer Hunter.
Remember, guys, these fighters showed a lot of class, and they both high-fived each other. There's no need to boo. Let's cheer for everybody. That was one hell of a fight. Kyle Evans and Spencer Hanza. Your winner, undefeated 2-0, Spencer Hanza. Neither one of them wanted it to go to the judges. They were both trying to finish it off themselves. And that was the fight of the night so far. You guys ready for another one? Should we do fight number 7? Thanks, Carly. That's gonna be a tough one to follow though, man. All right, fight number 7 brought to you by the undisputed champion of real estate. Didn't go to the judges on this one. She won it outright. Jessica Kruger. Get with Jessica for your real estate buying and selling needs. She is sponsoring fight number 7, another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 153 pounds, with a current record of 2-1. He's an independent. Let's hear it for Andrew London.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Andrew London. This man is 36 years old, standing 6 foot tall, weighed in at 153 pounds, with a record of 2-1-0. He is an independent fighter. What do we know about this guy?
Well, we know he's coming out of Wyoming. I mean, that's the one thing that we do know. We do know that he's coming off a win. He's coming off a win from Sean Arcibal.
Yes.
Do you remember him?
Yeah, no, they fought back in June. That one was actually a really fun fight. Sean came out kind of wearing an Akatsuki robe. If you watch Naruto, you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And it was, honestly, it was a slugfest. They just beat the crap out of each other. It was great. Both of them put on just a great show. And Andrew was able to get the win due to a verbal tap out from Sean in the second round.
Yes,
but it was a great word. Both guys just throwing leather, landing big shots.
It went back and forth, back and forth. So, I mean, I'm thinking we're going to get a little bit more of that. I mean, he's still kind of independent, so we don't know much about them.
Well, and we do know he has a submission game because his first fight up in Evanston, his first win up in Evanston was actually with a rear naked choke.
Hey.
So, he's capable of banging and he's capable of tapping. So let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, we got commentators going on for Blitz TV. The cool people are here live and in person, but if you can't make it live, check it out on Blitz TV. We got a couple of the nicest gentlemen that call the fights and don't flip off the announcer. Next up, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 154.5 pounds, currently undefeated with a record of 1-0. Doing it for Fight City, let's hear it for Austin Mansky.
This album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. For all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling for, that called the police on me when I was trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all really, really cool. It was all a dream. I used to read.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Austin Mansky walking out right now. And, this guy is looking good up there. I mean, he stands 5 foot 9 inches tall. He weighed in at about 155 pounds. He has a record of 1-0-0, and he is representing Fight City. What do we know about Fight City?
Well, what I know about Austin Mansky is his last fight here was against Devin Koja back in July. He actually won with a rear naked choke at like 35 seconds into the first round. So what I do know about what I do know about Austin Mansky is dude can scrap. He's a good wrestler, good submission game, and he's looking really lean right now.
Well, Fight City, a little bit of a boxing gym over there, and they do focus a lot on striking as well, right? I believe from our last fight, I believe we have Zeke was out of there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and their coach over there, the young man that you can see right there, Sean Wallin, is out teaching over there. Formerly of Factum MMA, and so he's got Sean in his corner. So he's getting some good training out there. Sean himself is, in addition to being a really good MMA fighter, he's also proven to be a really good professional boxer.
Exactly. I mean, he's kind of transitioned to that. I mean, so what I'm looking for here, and I'm not 100% sure, but I would think that Mansky might look for a takedown. I mean, if I remember correctly, London, Andrew was willing to kind of throw hands before.
Andrew.
It was kind of a slugfest.
Andrew, his last fight was all hands, and it was fun. It was entertaining as hell, and it was something that I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of.
see, he should have let it go. He landed. It was there.
I think he was just having some fun, and Mansky is just throwing hands.
Well, Mansky's not having fun. He's having fun, man. He's fighting.
And he's got that guillotine.
Got
that guillotine, but it's a standing one, and it's really hard to finish in the middle of the cage.
See? But we got a fighter.
He's tapping.
He's done.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this fight is over.
Yep.
Another fight that only went about 30 seconds for Austin Mansky, getting that hand raised a second time here in the SteelFist cage.
I'm telling you, that's why London should have let that kick go.
Right. Well,
he would have at least landed a kick.
He would have. But you know what? That's still an entertaining fight. I mean, Andrew was down to bang. Austin just landed some nice shots and got that guillotine in real quick and just manhandled him when he wrapped around that neck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it would have changed anything.
No, but he would have gotten that hit.
Exactly. You would have gotten at least a one in that hit column. Kick column.
All right, well, let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Your winner, 26 seconds into round number 1, tap out due to guillotine. Out of the black corner, Austin Mansky!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Austin Mansky. Dude, you just manhandled the crap out of that guy. How are you feeling right now?
I feel great. Feel good.
Did anything catch you off guard in that fight? All 30 seconds of it?
Right when we went to touch gloves, he kind of did that spin kick thing, and I was like,
all right, that's how it's going to be, but no, we're good.
All right, man, is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank my coaches, all my teammates, my training partner, Russell, my lovely girlfriend, Lisette. She allows me to do this all the time. All my family and friends who bought tickets came to support me.
All right, man, are you going to come back and do this for us again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, man, thanks a lot for coming out. Everybody give it up to your winner, Austin Mansky!
Undefeated 2-0. Way to go, Austin. The people sitting behind me, I'm not sure who you guys were rooting for. Who are you guys rooting for, Austin? I'll be able to hear again tomorrow. Congratulations, Austin. 2-0, man. Bringing the fans with you. You guys ready for another fight? What the hell, we might as well, right? Fight number 8 brought to you by Damage Plan Athletics. Longtime participant with us. Veteran owned and operated. Make sure you check out their gear. They sponsor a bunch of athletes. Damage Plan Athletics hooking you up with fight number 8. Another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. You guys coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds on his birthday, with a current record of 4-2, doing it for One Hit MMA. Make some noise for Zach Partridge.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Zach Partridge. This man is 33 years old, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in 171 pounds with a record of 4-2-0. He is training out of One Hit MMA. What do we know about this guy, Ryan, other than he's one of the other voices of MMA here in Utah?
Well, I mean, look at him come out right there. He's feeling it tonight. I think he's feeling it tonight.
Well,
So-
he is coming in off of 2 losses, so he's hungry.
Exactly. I mean, I think that's the whole point here. You know, so Zach Partridge, you know, to get down to the nuts and bolts, again, he is 4-2. He's dropped down in many weight classes. He's at welterweight this time. He's held belts. He's been in belt fights and lost them when he felt he shouldn't have lost them. And, you know, he's put in a lot of work. He was on the losing side on his last time after that, after a lot of time off with COVID.
Well, yeah, and against a game competitor in Justin McDonald, who's, you know,
again,
a beast.
Again, yeah. I mean, that was for the belt as well. You know, Justin was for the belt. You know, that was the 170 belt. So, I mean, he's been in belt fights with his catching his losses. That's where both of them have been. And, I mean, look at him, though, tonight. I know he's been on a diet. I know he's been getting lean. And he just looks like he's feeling it right now.
He's been putting the work in.
He has.
All right, so you're getting some last-minute inspection going on from the athletic commission. You know, where all is he training? I know he's mainly out of One Hit MMA. Is he doing anything else with anyone else, or is he staying primarily out of One Hit?
He stays primarily out of One Hit. I mean, I know he gets around to a lot of gyms, to be honest with you. You know, he gets around the MMA community, and you see it all the time.
All right, well, let's see what his opponent looks like.
Let's do it.
All right, and his opponent tonight fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 174 pounds with a current record of 3-1. Doing it from Monroe Training Center. Let's hear it for Tony Rodriguez.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Rodriguez isn't wasting any time. He came right outside to play. He's walking in. He stands 5 foot 7 inches tall, He's winning at about 170 pounds. He's got a record of 3-1-0. What do you know about this guy?
Well, I know he's training out of Team Monroe Training Center. I don't know a lot about that gym. This is kind of that fact-finding point for me. I get to learn a little bit by watching and seeing what they do. I know his last fight was a loss against Anthony Castro. He lost to punches early in the first round, about halfway through the first round. So he's also coming in off of a loss. He does have a good record, that 3-1-0. That's very similar to his opponent. You know, 4-2-0 versus 3-1-0.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see this one, see how it goes. Looking at his record, he does have a lot of the capability of going all 3 rounds. He does have a win against Jose Gutierrez, where he actually won the decision. So he's got the ability to go the distance. He definitely looks like he's ready for a fight. The way he came out from behind the curtain there, he wasn't playing around. He is ready to get this thing started. And again, you know, you're getting a little bit of last-minute checks by the Athletic Commission. This is where you're allowed to get the Vaseline on your face. You're not allowed to get greased up backstage because you don't want your corners putting any slippery substances anywhere else on your body. The only place you're allowed to have Vaseline is in the cut zones on the eyebrows and the forehead there. So
they describe it kind of like the little bandit mask, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah.
Well, and you know, the thing here, we got both of them. They're coming in off a loss. You know, one difference that you might see here is that I do know Zach has been in title fights. So he's been training for 5-round fights in his last 2 losses.
Right.
So he's kind of used to maybe that little bit of longer distance. I know he's in great shape, you know, training for this one.
Right.
And we're cutting it back down to 3 rounds.
Well, you said he's been doing the work, putting in the training, dieting, everything else. Whereas Tony Rodriguez, we're not really sure because we don't know a whole lot about him in his camp.
Yeah, and I don't know much about him, and you never do it. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad.
Right.
To be honest with you.
It really is, because it makes it hard to train against.
It does. It makes it hard to train against, and at the same time, it doesn't have to get in your head. You can do your thing.
Right. All right, Dave Selustad, our referee this evening, giving some last-minute instructions like we talked about before. There is a fighter meeting before the fight where the referee goes over all the rules. This is just him giving those reminders, no strikes to the back of the head, keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, and now we're about to see this thing happen.
Yes, we are.
All right, if you're just tuning in, Zach Partridge in the red, white, and black trunks, and Tony Rodriguez in the green trunks.
Well, it looks like
it's a little slow exchange.
Yeah, Zach's coming out. Nice and calm. Oh, nice.
Tony goes high, Zach goes low.
Yeah, well, and I like it. Nice and calm.
He's definitely got some impact. Both of these guys.
Say, I got one too. You know, I like the pace and kind of the style of this fight's going. Both of them seem to be under control. Both of them seem to be kind of pushing each other, testing each other.
Well, one lands something heavy, and the other one throws something heavy right back.
Yep, and we had a 2 that came out that was almost huge.
And Tony getting some good control against the cage, getting a head throw off of it. A little bit more slow and methodical, but he was able to get it.
Yeah, it's just that continued pressure.
He's got that shoulder in, so he's doing a good job of controlling. Zach looks like he's trying to shrimp out. There you go.
Looks like he is.
Control the leg and drive
He gets on top.
And
nice reversal, and looks like
knee.
he's going to get to mount. Let's see if he can kind of settle down and kind of finish it from here. Nice cross face.
Yep, just establish the position, move
nice.
up, control, and start landing some shots.
Get those hooks in.
He's a little high, a little loose.
And you're seeing, you know, Tony go ahead and start to try to control those arms as well. You know, we got it against. You can finish it across the face.
You can, and he may be able to. He's definitely got him stretched out, very uncomfortable position. He's got those hooks in. If he's able to stay underneath and keep Tony from turning.
See if he can adjust his hips a tad right now.
Tony's keeping his chin under, so, I mean, he's not in danger of the choke, but pain compliance is still a thing.
There you go. And then what is it, you know, position before submission?
That's right. And now
it looks like he got it under. It looks fully under right now.
It looks under, but he kind of
got to bring those hips around a little bit more.
He let go to change that grip. If he would have kept that grip the way it was before and just went with the hooks, focused more on that instead of the choke.
But I'll tell you what I like right here. I like where we're kind of getting out of these positions and still trying to hold on. Now, great move by Tony.
Great job reversing out of it.
And he's throwing some heavy shots.
Tony doing the opposite of Zach, going for those big punches.
And there we go. We get another reversal.
All right, at this point, I'd like to see Zach kind of just sit and camp out a little bit in this crossbody.
Get a little bit heavier on his hips, get on those toes.
See, one thing that you're seeing is Tony is very confident in
He needs to get back in that position.
Yeah, Tony's very confident in giving up his back. He keeps doing that as a way to escape the mount, and it hasn't really been a bad thing for him so far.
No. Well, it might be under there, but did we just hear a click?
You got the 10-second warning, and Tony's doing a great job. He's doing everything right to defend against that choke. Even though Zach had the arm under the chin, you saw Tony did a great job. He turned towards the elbow.
He did.
And he grabbed the combing hand, as I like to call it, the one that goes behind the head. Grabbed that, drug it down to take the pressure off of the choke, and was able to start transitioning through. I think that Tony's back defense is capable of keeping Partridge from finishing him off.
Well, it's been capable so far. That's obvious.
Yes, yeah.
You know, Partridge has been in that position a few different times. You know, I really like what I'm seeing on that side. What I would like to see a little bit more on Zach's side is a little bit control those positions before we go for that submission.
Yes,
you know,
where he was high and still went for the choke without establishing the hooks and the position.
Yes.
You know, we used to call it broken porpoise back in the day, but you get those hooks in, and then you drag their upper body up to flatten them out, and then you go for the choke, because when their hips are high like that, it's hard to finish. But I would also like to say something I like Tony doing when Tony did take Zach's back was he went for big money shots. Yes, he was swinging for the fences.
He was.
I would like to see Zach do a little bit of that before going for a submission as well.
Soften things up a little bit.
Open up your submission with your strikes. Nice show of respect, these guys. Both rounds, nice touch of the gloves.
Well, and here we go. Ooh, nice. Nice too.
Ooh, I like low then high.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, and if you guys didn't notice, we do have two southpaws. Yep.
Yeah, which is it's not just hard for a standard fighter to train against a southpaw, but southpaws don't really get in the cage and train against southpaws either.
And look, you know, Rodriguez has a little bit of pace to him. He's still got some jump to him, some bounce to him. See, he's a game opponent.
Oh yeah. Anytime that Zach's thrown anything in this round, Tony's had an answer for it, or at least a return.
It's almost like at times he gets stronger when he starts getting hit.
You know, I've known a few people that way.
Me too.
It wakes them up and they come alive. And Tony's been doing great. Honestly, every time Zach's landed something, Tony's giving it back.
Yeah. I mean, this is a nice back and forth battle that we got going on here. Zach's kind of coming in, controlling the punches. Ooh.
A little high. Slipped the punch over on that one.
Well, you kind of like seeing these two. I mean, they're back to southpaw and conventional now.
You know,
Get in on that. Let's see if we can turn the corner.
Don't like seeing Zach sit down.
Nope. See if we can turn the corner.
There you go, drive through.
There we go.
Let's see if he's able to capitalize and get back to a good position. He's got that foot in, preventing any full guard, but snuck it out real quick. You kind of want to put a little bit of pressure on that control, that you can use that as a way to step over to that half mount position. And then you've only got one leg to worry about.
Yep. And that's what we're looking for, but it's okay. We're controlling the position. We got him pushed up against the fence. Now we can just go, and he's in his corner right there. I mean, I can definitely see he's over there in his corner. He's got Aldo right there, and then right now you can't see either of them. And then Cole's behind the other one. See, there's beautiful Aldo Erasure right there.
Yelling at him to punch.
Yep. And there we go. Landing some punches. Let's keep the hips in there. Stay back in.
But Tony does look still really calm right now.
Well, and he's right there in the corner to where he can hear his instruction. I know that's one thing that Zach wanted to do very well in this fight, was listen to his corner.
Yes.
And he's in there and he's controlling this fight.
Honestly, if you're a smart fighter, you always want to listen to your corner. They see the things you don't.
Exactly. I mean, that's what makes different athletes, and this is what we were talking about. This makes athletes is they're coachable.
And honestly, that's one of the hard parts for some of these guys that come in that are independent. They don't have corners that they train with, so they don't tune into the voices either.
Yeah.
Well, where when you got Aldo in your corner, you train with Aldo. Aldo yells at you, and when you start understanding his English, then you tune into his voice really quick.
Takes you a little bit to tune into his English.
Right. You hear his voice, you just don't translate it right away.
Yes, exactly. So we're controlling the fight. And that one was definitely, second round, I would say goes to probably Zach.
Oh, yeah, I would give that round to Zach very easily. But
I think the reason why we're thinking that is that takedown and how he controlled it at the end. Because before that, there was a lot of great stuff that we were seeing out of Tony.
Yeah, but Zach was landing some good shots on the ground. And he landed some clean shots on his feet, but Tony answered all of them with a little bit more.
Exactly. And then, but once we got down to the ground, Zach kind of took over.
Yeah, that was Zach's game. And the majority of that round was on the ground with Zach controlling, landing big shots. The first time that he actually sat up to punch, when he was told to by Aldo, he actually sat up, got to his feet, and then came back in and closed the distance for some strikes.
Yes.
So I think that Zach absolutely did what he needed to do to win that round.
Yeah, and so, I mean, this is the way that I end up playing games. I mean, I think Zach probably won the first one, but you know what? Maybe not. So we'll give it to Tony. We're 1-1 going into the third.
Right.
You know, either one of them's got to take it right now.
I agree completely. I think that this is a pretty even fight so far all the way around. I mean, coming in on paper, it looked fairly evenly matched. What I've been watching this whole time has looked really evenly matched. I think that Zach has eked it out in that second round, but man, Tony is looking good as well, especially here.
Yeah, right now and right here, this is where you're going to expect to see the better of Tony. See, like that.
That nice right hand.
Zach said, okay, I got something.
And you know, Tony's switching it up to being a right-handed fightter right now.
He's got a left and then a right.
And he's landing that right pretty effectively.
But he's landing it on a counter if you want.
Yes.
It'll always be on a counter. We'll wait until Zach throws his 2, and then we'll come off of that.
But he's throwing it on a 1-2 himself. He's landing it as a, except for that time. You know, we start talking about who's winning the fight, and then a new round starts, and then we just can't guess.
Yeah, I mean, this turns into, like I said, I mean, kind of like a, okay, let's see now.
A little sloppy reach in for Zach, but, you know, he's been getting some big shots to his face, and he's in the third round. He's going to be fatigued. Tony is able to get that knee across the belly, kind of slow, and just dropped it over for a full mount.
And here's, you know, Tony, good, you know.
He's doing a good job doing the crossface.
Yeah. He's kind of controlling that position. There you go, nice couple shots. Again, I'd go for the crossface there if I was him. And there we go, start to get some separation.
And he's going for that shoulder choke. You'd like to see Zach drive his elbow down.
Yep.
Getting that elbow away from the head and trying to turn it towards the ground is going to be his biggest saving grace if he's able to do it. Literally, the elbow is the key to escaping this. But Tony's got that shoulder choke in pretty deep. He's got a good job. He's doing a good job on it. But in order to finish it, he's going to need to walk away from the body towards the head.
Yeah. And I think he was a little bit high on this far side as well.
Oh, yeah, the shoulder?
Yeah.
But if he would have walked it through towards his head on the same side as that shoulder, he may have been able to finish that choke.
Well, and here we go. So this also could be, him stealing this round.
That was a good explosion by Zach, but I'd like to see Zach start
come out the back door.
Tony's doing a great job of maintaining that position.
He did a great job getting back to that mount.
I'd like to see Zach doing more of like a leg trap right there and try and roll, because he's able to buck him and get him to drive up really high. And, you know, Tony's just keeping that position.
And in these grappling exchanges, you'd like to see, Tony landed heavy right now.
He was, but because Zach is still in the game, and Zach's got that foot trap, or at least he did for a second, I would have loved to see Zach start hip up and drive over to that side.
Yeah. Give it kind of the sweep on that side.
Especially with how high Tony's been going.
Well, and you hear that there's the 10-second clip.
And now that Zach's on his side, you know, he's doing the right things to start the escape. I just don't think that he's got the juice left in the tank.
No, I agree. So I think this is going to come down to who won round 1.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Tony owned this round. The third round was all Tony. Yeah. I think the second round was Zach. I think that Zach definitely won the second round. But that first round, that first round is, and it depends on the judge.
Again, this is why I'm glad I'm not a judge.
You know, the last one that we were talking about, we thought it was going to be a 29-28 round, you know, deciding the factor, but it ended up being just split decision, both going 30-28 or 30-27. But with this one, I truly agree. I think that this is going to be down to literally the first round.
Yeah, I'm curious, and I'm going to try to look at the scorecard after.
All right, well, let's go. Let's take it to the cage. Let's find out who won this fight and make it official.
All righty.
Make some noise for the black corner, Tony Rodriguez. Make some noise for the poor lady that's got to total up the judges' scores. No, don't do that. You'll distract her. Hang on. All right, so talk amongst yourselves. Who do you think got it? Sound like somebody was rooting for the announcer. Thank you. I didn't win, though. All right, gentlemen, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. And gang, do me a favor, make some noise for both of these gentlemen. Showing some class. Rich Montanez with a score of 28-28. Dennis McMahon with a score of 29-28. It's getting interesting, isn't it? Stephen Ferger with a score of 28-28. Your winner, out of the red corner, Zach Partridge! I apologize. Hang on, let me announce that properly. Your winner by majority draw is Zach Partridge. No, you're no winner. I apologize. Your loser is the announcer. It is a majority draw based on the scores of 28-28, 29-28, and 28-28. If I paid attention to what I was reading, I'd have got it right the first time. Majority draw.
All right, we'll get them both up here. We'll get them both up here. Come here, we'll get both of you guys. So, for everybody, that was the 28-28 scorecards. There was 2 of those. So 2 out of the 3 were draws. So therefore, that's what it turns to. Well, wow, you guys, that was quite the fight. Zach, what were you expecting? Is this what you were expecting? I know not a draw, but how was the fight?
Yo, it was what I expected. I knew Tony was coming down. Tony, right? I knew Tony was coming down for a scrap from Idaho. I knew he was tough. I knew he'd be tough to get out of here. I tried my best. Thank you, everybody. Come out and support me. I love you all. It's been a minute before I've been on this mic, but thank you all. I love you all. Big O, Critical Fit, Legacy Roofing, all my sponsors, family, my babe, wife, I love you. Hunter, my kids at home, I love you all. Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Tony, for coming down and taking the fight.
All right, Tony, let me get you over here. Was that the type of fight you expected?
Yeah, I knew it was a pretty good, tough fight. Yeah.
Well, good. Did you have a game plan going into that fight?
Yeah, I was thinking about striking a little bit, but yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Well, hey, so that was a majority draw. Do you plan on doing that again, or what's the plan for you?
Yeah, hopefully we'll do a rematch or something like that. So.
Hey, I think that at least seems fair with a majority draw, right? Makes sense. I think you guys are matchmaking your own stuff. All right, they got to give a little bit of a hug. All right, everybody, big hands for both Tony and Zach. Thank you.
Again, one more time, let's hear it for Zach Partridge. Let's hear it for Tony Rodriguez. And then we'll try and figure out who the announcer is going to be for their rematch. There might be an opening later tonight. Congratulations, gentlemen. You did a much better job than I did. Well done, both of you. You ever make a mistake in front of a bunch of people? Sucks. That was amazing. That's the first time I've ever had one of those. So again, I apologize. Guys put on one hell of a battle, and they deserve better. So majority draw. How many people look forward to seeing these two do it again? Completely agree. Let's move on to fight number 9, brought to you by my buddy Coach Wayne Brown. Extreme BMX coming from Extreme Fire Protection. Big shout out to the Brown family. I see Hayden in the house, Dad's cruising around, so thank you to the Browns. They are sponsoring fight number 9, another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds, with a current record of 2-1. Doing it for Extreme Couture. Let's hear it for Noah De La Calzada.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Noah De La Calzada walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighed in at about 135 pounds with a record of 2-1-0. He's representing Team Extreme Couture. What do we know about this guy, or do we know much about this guy?
Well, I know Extreme Couture's out there in Las Vegas. They put out a lot of really good fighters. We got at least one on every card for the last few shows.
Recently, huh?
Yeah, they put out some great guys. Usually you're going to see a lot of aggression, really good grappling, and good striking. Kind of the trifecta, if you would, about the whole game. You know, you've got good wrestling, you've got good submissions, you've got good striking. That's kind of what we've seen out of them, and they do tend to bring their guys out here to SteelFist to get that amateur record going for them.
Right, and again, like you said, they tend to do a good job. You know, looking at him, he looks pretty fit. It looks like he's going to come out here. He is 2-1, so he's coming out here kind of early in his career. But, you know, I would look for kind of big things out of him. Again, just knowing kind of the area that he's coming from.
Oh yeah, the pedigree alone. So I do know that his last fight was in Fierce Fighting, and he lost a decision on that one to Desmond Monabot.
Okay, I know Desmond.
And then his previous 2, his wins, you know, he's got at FitCon out here in Utah. Actually, he fought and got a win against Harold Sorensen, and then also against Enrique Cervantes in Tough Enough.
Okay, yeah.
Which is the show they do out there in Vegas.
Again, so Desmond's another guy out of Vegas that's coming here, coming to Fierce, and coming to a couple places around here. And, you know, he's a good, great striker at about 135 pounds, but he fights up other weights. So, I mean, this guy is coming in here, and he's got a pedigree on him. I mean, let's turn it in. Let's hear about the next guy.
All right, and his opponent tonight, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135.5 pounds, with a current record of 1-0. Doing it for Team Agima. Let's hear it for David Kim.
Oh, you can see him right behind there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we've got David Kim. This young man is 24 years old, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135.5 pounds, with a record of 1-0-0, training out of Team Agima. What do we know about this guy?
I mean, this guy came out here in his first fight against, again, Andres Toro that we saw in an earlier bout.
With a very big win himself tonight.
Yes,
very
yes.
Controlled aggression, I believe we called it earlier.
Yes, and that's what you saw. You know, I have actually seen this guy on the high school wrestling stage for quite some time as well. You know, very good, very accomplished. So, you know, he's got a great grappling base. He is down there at Agima. You know, he's a great kid. If you listen to any of his interviews, he's not a mean kid at all. He's a fun, likable guy that would go out there and kick some ass.
Right.
You know, it's
and
just
having a good time doing it.
Exactly. He's got great coaches behind him. And you know,
I mean, you've got Court McKee standing right behind him. Of course, he's got some great coaching right there.
Exactly. And I mean, they have all the confidence in him. And you know, honestly, he's got confidence in himself. He's going out here. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be quite the battle. And you know, for David Kim, he's picked up pretty 2 tough little fighters coming out in his first few fights.
Well, yeah, and he did his first fight. He got that rear naked choke late in the second round. You know, this is only the second time he's been in the cage, but he's already gone quite a ways into it and gotten that win at the point where fatigue sets in on most people. So he's definitely got the chops. He's out there training with some top guys. Both of these young men have been training with some top caliber guys. So I'm excited to see what happens here. You got Dave saying they're laughing.
They're in there giving each other compliments, saying, "Hey, I like your pink gloves."
These guys are great.
Serious.
I know these guys are great. I love it. Dave Soyestead, the referee, trying to keep it together so he can give those last-minute instructions. And we're about to see. This fight should be pretty good, man. I'm excited to see this.
This is great stuff right here. You know, so for you ladies and gentlemen that think they have to hate each other to beat each other up, no, they don't.
No, in fact, professional athletes, you don't necessarily have to hate. You might hate each other while you're throwing the leather, but there doesn't have to be animosity.
No.
And that was a beautiful takedown by David Kim.
Yeah, beautiful takedown. The two of them to control this position.
Stay nice and calm. And
nice turn on that.
Noah De La Carla. Wow. Noah, I can't even talk. I'm getting all tongue-tied here. That was a beautiful job climbing up the body and go for that armbar. And again, his hips move very quickly and fluid. That was a great job. Great attempt on both of those.
Real quick on you. I mean, one minute you think you're in a safe spot, next minute he's turning on you.
Noah's doing a great job of keeping David on the outside right now. David came in a little bit, and, as I'm saying it, David comes in and actually secures a takedown. But Noah was doing a great job of kind of keeping him on the outside, landing some shots on the outside, using that reach advantage.
Well, and this is where you'd look for David to start trying to even, figure out to control those hips. Be able to get in a different position. And, I mean, that's kind of really where David, I think, is getting threatened. As soon as we start to get those hips outside there.
Noah's jiu-jitsu looks amazing.
Yeah, as soon as he starts.
He's so fluid. The way that he's climbing up, controlling the arms, hooking the leg to start climbing up the body. He's doing a great job. I'm very impressed with the jits game that I'm seeing from Noah De La Calzada.
Yeah, me too. And I honestly think that David Kim's thinking the same thing. He's like, oh, wow, this guy's a little bit better.
Gotta watch out.
Yeah, I got to be careful with this guy, And again, it's about being careful. And here we go.
Going for that omoplata, and David escapes.
I like the swing by David. I like it, even though it didn't connect.
No, but he still threw.
He still threw it. Had he sat up into it, it could have ended the fight.
Again, David kind of throws that fake punch up high and just drives into the body.
Yeah, I mean, he drives into the body, comes in, trying to get this takedown. Now, and this is where I think the fight is. I think as they're standing, you're starting to see, Calzada have kind of land some, and I think, our newer fighters kind of like, okay, well here, let me get back into my wrestling.
Yeah.
And then we get them back into that spot. Next thing you know.
And David's shot has been so explosive. He's been able to really close that gap and shoot down low. But, man, Noah's hands and his control just look so good. I'm very impressed with Noah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he looks really good. He looks clean. His jiu-jitsu's been phenomenal. I like it.
You don't see a tornado kick like that very often in MMA.
No,
That was
you
awesome.
don't.
That was awesome. That was a great way to end that first round. Now, takeaways from this. I think that Noah De La Calzada is winning this fight. Even though he's been on his back, he's been taken down twice. I think that his stand-up, he's definitely winning in the stand-up, but his submission attempts, the way that he has tried to end this fight, I don't think that David did anything offensively, really, when he was on top, when he was in those dominant positions. He was stuck trying to counter submission attempts almost the whole time.
Defend.
Yeah. He was on the defensive where Noah was effectively trying to submit, effectively grappling.
Now, playing the devil's advocate, the question is going to be, is that the way the judges see it?
I mean, the way I see it and the way judges see it are always two different things.
Exactly.
Coming from a jiu-jitsu background, I tend to give a little bit more than what the average judge does when I see that kind of submission attempt and that kind of grappling quality.
And I tend to be a little bit more pessimistic in terms of, okay, if the judge sees them on top, they think they're winning,
right?
Even if they're not.
And that's honestly, that's been the truth a lot of times when we're talking. But man, when you see someone, okay, getting a takedown and being on top doesn't get you any closer to ending the fight.
No.
Trying to break someone's arm gets you closer to ending the fight.
Agreed. because you'll get your submission right there, and you're how close to it.
Yes. Nice. David Kim, I do love the explosiveness of David Kim, and he's got his stand-ups a little unorthodox. A lot of it just really is meant to open up his wrestling game. But seeing a lot of the traditional stuff that he's throwing, traditional front snap kick that he did to the face of Noah just a second ago, that,
Look at this. I love it.
That control of the arm. You're going to see him climb up and go for a triangle choke. Really smart of David Kim standing up.
Yeah, and this is where I think the problem is. It's like with David Kim, it's, okay, am I in or am I out? What's the deal?
Right.
When I'm standing here striking with him, he's got some pretty good hands.
Yes.
He's landing. I get it. I can get the takedown on him, but then I start getting threatened on the
Right. He keeps going for submissions. He's tying me up. And there you go, David going back to that takedown.
Again.
I think if David wants to kind of turn the key in this fight, what he needs to do is try and work on landing on the outside and not landing inside the guard on those takedowns.
I was just going to say the same thing. Right there, he almost was able to get the side control from there. He needs to be able to kind of rip those legs sideways a little bit better.
But, I mean, you look at the hips of Noah, he's just able to keep transitioning, keep turning back.
It's easier for us to say it than it is to do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
David's probably thinking I am.
I'm doing everything they're saying.
I'm trying.
But again, I'm speaking to the credit of Noah right now. His hips and his jiu-jitsu, his ground game is just really effective. He's doing a great job keeping David inside of his guard where he's actually in danger.
Yeah, and he continues to threaten.
Look at that. Look at the way that he just turned the angle. He's keeping that arm trapped in. If he can get around the head, he could have gone for that arm bar.
Now he's going to try to climb through.
And David's going to the outside, but Noah's doing a great job controlling that leg, keeping that knee in the hip, and the other one under the knee to force him to be sprawled out a little bit more so that he can prevent from climbing over.
Now we progressed. I mean, we got to half guard.
And almost.
Oop.
Noah's not making it easy. And
no,
there you go.
I mean,
Shreds right through.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, and we get quiet for a second because we're stuck watching this.
I don't want to commentate sometimes. I want to see how he's transitioning.
Yeah. We're trying to see where is the next step. Is he going to get it? Is he not going to get it?
And we don't want to say something prematurely and then all of a sudden it didn't happen.
Exactly. But, I mean, that explains the battle that we have going on here. It explains kind of the overall back and forth that you have, a very, very technical battle of inches.
And there you go,
I mean, right there, that's deep.
No,
if he can get it, it's
He's
deep.
got that.
It's deep.
Oh, saved by the bell. That thing was as deep as it gets.
Whoa.
Wow, a couple more seconds and that fight would have been over.
I wonder if it hurts.
I guarantee it hurts Noah more than it hurts David right now.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Well, and I'm checking out David. I was trying to see, because coming into this last round, it may play a difference on how your arm's feeling going into that. I was trying to see how he was holding them kind of in that corner.
Right. It didn't look like he was babying it at all. He didn't put a little attention in it. He's sitting there right now, just hands on the lap, not grabbing at the arm. I think that he's fine. Honestly, I think that hurt Noah more because Noah just thought he won the fight. The look on his face when he sat up at the end of that round was like, what?
You stole Christmas?
Like, yeah, seriously, that's exactly what it looked like.
I could see that. Well, you're in the moment. You're getting the submission.
You know you got it.
Yes. And the referee jumps in and stops you.
Right.
You automatically think, okay, you're stopping me because I just won.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's what any rational person would think.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? There's another round? I just had this.
Screw you.
All right, we're going to see a round number 3, ladies and gentlemen.
But hey, that just blessed you guys with another round.
For an amateur fight, this thing has had a lot of technical back and forth.
This is a high-level amateur fight, I would say.
Very much so.
So David's doing a pretty good when he's coming in and getting back out. Kind of almost doing a Mike Tyson swoop.
He's not moving as fast to the outside as what you're talking about, but yes, you're right. And one thing that is kind of reminiscent of the Mike style is as he's coming in, he's staying really tight with those hands, really close to the face, and then when he's throwing those hooks that he was throwing on that exchange, didn't really connect very well, but really tight.
Yes.
It wasn't anything outside of his range. It was as close in as he could get.
Yeah. Well, and it gets him really close right here into that double, right?
Yep.
And then he gets here.
And David Kim landed in a much better position, but still, Noah's just doing such a great job getting those hips through and getting back to that guard.
Well, I mean, he does have a good jiu-jitsu game, at least that I've seen so far, enough to threaten things multiple times.
Oh, no, he's a constant threat on the ground, but David Kim just keeps putting him back there. And you're going to...
You know, and David hasn't been submitted yet.
See, and there you go. Noah keeps going back to that lock-in to trap the arm, and then you're going to see him start trying to feed that right hand through the thigh and go up for that triangle choke. He kind of gave up on it that time, but he's really doing a great job isolating that.
Yeah, he keeps going for a lot of things. He's staying very active on the bottom.
Yes.
Much more active than I typically see fighters.
Yes, especially on the amateur level.
Yes, especially on the amateur level.
David Kim sits up a little bit, tries throwing a couple punches, but again, Noah's just not making it easy for him to do what he wants to do.
That's what I'm saying. Dave has to be very careful in these. You know, he can't just start throwing wild punches. He would have been submitted by now. If he wants to win this fight, he has to be very careful in what's going on right now. You know, he has to kind of watch the submission, or he's going to fall into something, get caught. I mean, I would say most other amateurs that would not have the grappling level of David would have already been submitted by now.
Yeah, I guarantee. I mean, there were a few times that if David hadn't snuck out of it, he was in trouble. I mean, heck, even just the way that second round ended, big trouble. And yeah, that gives credit though to, like you're saying, to David Kim.
Yeah. I mean, he's you know, in my mind, very, very good. And look at the battle we have going on right now.
He does not want to let Noah up. Tim's like, no, let's go and stand up. There's 10 seconds left of this fight. This thing is going to go to the judge's decision.
Yeah.
Aside from a last-second knockout, which we've seen, this thing is going to the judge's decision. That is not the kind of fight that you see out of amateurs.
No.
I mean, David Kim, with one fight before this, puts on a hell of a performance for all 3 rounds. Noah De La Calzada just honestly showed a clinic in jiu-jitsu. And really good striking, too. I mean, this was just a great fight that you don't see out of amateurs very often.
Well, it was a lot more high level than you probably would have expected.
Yes.
And, you know, honestly, I think that's great. I think it just ups both men's game. I mean, both of them get to come in here and get a tough opponent at the amateur level and just keep building and building.
Well, what do you guys think of fight number 9?
People we bring in here. So why don't we take it up there and let them tell us?
Yeah, let's make the judges decide this fight.
Sounds good.
For the red corner, Noah De La Calzada. And let's hear it for the black corner, David Kim. You guys will understand if I take a couple extra minutes and read this sheet, right? Talk amongst yourself. Who do you think you got it, Noah or David? Let's hear it. All right, hang on. I gotta pay attention. I need to focus. I got both fighters in the center of the ring. Please do me a favor. Make some noise for both of these gentlemen. I got another one going all the way to the judges. Rich Montanez with a score of 28-29. Dennis McMahon with a score of 28-29. Stephen Farragher with a score of 28-29. Your winner by unanimous decision, gonna be out of the black corner, David Kim!
All right, I'm here with your winner, David Kim. Dude, 2 fights, undefeated. How are you feeling right now?
I feel amazing. Thank you so much for coming out. Wanted to give a big shout out to my teammate Boyd, who wasn't able to fight. This one's for you, buddy.
Hey, did anything in that fight catch you off guard?
Man, he used the same submission chain that I used in my last fight, armbar to the knee bar. So fortunately, I kind of knew what was coming up, so I didn't get knee barred. Super lucky.
Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank my corners, Court McGee and Dana Aristizabal, and everyone at Agima Jiu-Jitsu. I love you guys so much. And shout out to my employer, Premier Martial Arts. If you want to be a martial arts instructor and empower lives, come talk to me after the fight.
All right, everybody, give it up for your winner, David Kim.
He's 2-0 now, don't you know? Undefeated David Kim. Remember, take a selfie just like they did. Post it on our fan page. You might win 2 VIP tickets in December. Hopefully that picture's going in. Smile big with the Bud Girls, Mr. Kim. 2-0. Congratulations. You guys ready for another one? I agree. Let's do it anyways. Fight number 10. Come on. I got fighters back there. They've been waiting for a while. They're itching to come out. Fight number 10 brought to you by our friends at Vapor Mania. Check out all 3 locations, all your needs in e-cigs and vaping. One place to go, Vapor Mania. Sponsoring another amateur bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, going to be fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds, currently undefeated at 1-0. Doing it for the Pit, Salt Lake City. Let's hear it for Ben McNeil.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ben McNeil walking out right now. He stands 5 foot 7 inches tall, weighing in about 125 pounds, and he's 1-0-0, and he is coming from the Pit SLC. What do we know about that?
The Pit SLC, you've got a group of guys out there that have been training for a while. You got that really good-looking guy, Randy Najim, you know, of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You may have seen him around a little bit. Really good fighter, really good jiu-jitsu guys there. Coach out there. As far as what
his last fight,
yes,
I mean, I do remember that. Remember Hector Martinez from our very first fight? He was the one that had gone a little bit long. He had 2 fights. They'd kind of gone the distance, both of them. That's who he's been fighting. So he was able to get a decision win in his first fight against here. You know, that again was at bantamweight. This is at flyweight, so this is at a little bit lighter of a weight than he was at before.
Which, you know, he looks pretty thick for that weight class. That is a very, very small weight class.
Yes.
So
yes.
He definitely looks at the big side of that. And
yeah. Well, and let's hear about the other guy.
All right, and his opponent tonight coming out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds, with a current record of 1-1. Doing it for Excite MMA, make some noise for Chris Anderson.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage, we have Chris Anderson, 26 years old, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in 125 pounds. Now, he has a record of 1-1-0. He is training out of Team 4-7. I know he's kind of been around the game for a little while. What do we know about this guy?
Well,
I mean, not a while, but, you know, he's got 2 fights, and his first fight was also this year, but what do we know about him?
Well, I mean, he had both fights here at SteelFist. You know, he came out there, he put on a show in both of them. He was on the losing side in the first fight. Last fight he came out, it was a big striking battle. I remember it was with Daniel Martinez. He did come out on the winning side of that. You know, I believe he got a submission. If I remember correctly, he looked
rear
pretty
naked choke in the second round.
Yeah, but I mean, he's coming out there with a good pedigree. And then you got Rad Martinez right there kind of putting on the eye makeup for him and getting ready to come out here and battle. So I was looking for, you know, kind of a maybe submission heavy kind of attack coming out of here today is what I'm kind of thinking, but not 100% sure. I think he'll be well-rounded.
Well, I mean, if he is training out there at 4'7", you've got Rad Martinez, who's got a phenomenal wrestling game that transitioned extremely well to MMA. The ground control and just all-around control is phenomenal. So you've got a lot of good training out there. You've got jiu-jitsu game over there. So I think that you're going to see aggressiveness, but I think you're going to see a ground game coming out of this fight.
No,
that's my assumption.
I agree. That's kind of what I'm thinking as well. Honestly, I'm kind of excited to see this. I think it's going to be kind of something that you haven't necessarily seen before, and kind of put these guys together. I mean, the thing is, you got, I think it's Nino over there in the corner. I think that's his name. And out of there, he was on the same card, put on a great show. There's Dave kind of giving a couple of those last minute kind of here. Let me check, make sure you're not smuggling anything into the cage. It was the Nino Janati.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting some last minute instructions from Dave Selyusted. Now, one thing about these guys, when you get guys at this weight class, expect a lot of energy.
Yes, pace, a very fast pace. I mean, this could be one of the funnest weight classes to watch for me.
Yeah.
They can also just crack the crap out of each other sometimes.
Yeah, you see, a lot of times you see at this lighter weight class, you see a lot more activity, regardless. Whether it's transitions or striking, you just see a lot more of it.
Well, and you saw that. I mean, he went for the takedown and ends up on his own back.
Yeah, Ben McNeil did a great job transitioning, but if you look at Chris Anderson, he's got that shoulder choke in. He's off to the side. There's a good chance that he finishes this if he gets his head in the right position. It's hard with a shoulder choke from inside the guard because it tends to put your head a little bit high on the arm instead of into the shoulder, which is where you want it to be able to finish that choke.
You see him trying to readjust those positions right there.
But I think Ben McNeil noticed that adjustment attempt and just kind of stood up.
Yeah, so I'll make my own adjustments.
Right.
We'll get out of that one. I mean, again, another grappling kind of heavy. I think you were correct, right?
Right. But now what you're seeing is Chris Anderson trying to pull that arm through. I would expect the way that he was sitting there, I was kind of thinking he was going to go for an omoplata or something like that.
That's what I was thinking as well.
But the way he kind of just held on to it when the leg went through underneath the body and he no longer had the omoplata, I wasn't sure what the attempt was going to be at that point. It kind of almost looked like he just didn't want to let go of the arm.
Was that underneath or no? That's not. Well, I want to end up how this turns out because this could be pretty taxing, for either party. Honestly, really depends on how things are.
Really difficult to punch someone in that position, but you know what? Ben's going to try.
Yes.
And you can hear Ramsey over in his corner saying, just stay standing, stay standing. Didn't want him to go to the ground because that's the best way to defend from that kind of choke position is just standing.
Yeah. Let gravity fight that. Let gravity fight the battle for you.
Exactly, and it makes it a lot harder for you to really leverage something when you're not on the ground and they've got their feet under them. So it was a great call by Ramsey to yelling at him to stay standing and escape that rear naked attempt.
Yeah, and now he's in a dominant position, right? I mean, it is getting a little squirrely over there, but it's not a bad position at all.
No, Chris is doing a good job of trying to change those angles, but Ben McNeil is putting on the pressure. He's doing a good job putting the pressure. I'd like to see him, if he's not going to be able to escape, I'd like to see him try and pull those hips towards the center and get him a little bit more square against the cage instead of against the angle like that, where his shoulder's against the cage. Because it does give him an opportunity to go for that omoplata right there. And now we're going to see round number two. But there was, again, that attempt for the omoplata. He actually had that attempt in. Given a little bit more time, it's possible that he could have finished that. The downside with omoplatas in MMA, are they effective in jiu-jitsu and in tournaments? Yeah, you see them all the time.
Yeah.
But it's rare to see it effectively applied in MMA when there's punches and everything else that go on. And I have yet to honestly see someone finish with an omoplata. And
it'll create movement, maybe get a sweep out
yes,
of the equation.
yeah, it can put you in a dominant position, but I've seen people just sit through an omoplata for the last 30 seconds of a fight and kind of deal with it until until it's time to move on.
Well, I mean, so now here we are. I mean, taking a look here at Ben. Well, that's not Ben's corner anymore. Now we're at Chris's corner. But what were you going to tell? What would you tell Chris at this point in time? I mean, he was disappointed, obviously, in his performance when he was walking over. He was shaking his head.
Well, you know, it's a hard one because both these guys appear to be good at the grappling game. If I was in Chris's corner, I would just be saying, hey, calm down a little bit, take your time, get that position, work on your position, because he's gone for some submission attempts when he wasn't in a dominant position, like trying for that rear naked choke before setting up and establishing the control. I would be telling him, hey, work on your control, slow it down a little bit, open up your submissions that way.
I like it. Well, I mean, we're going to come out here, and what is this, round number 2?
Round number 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, round number 2. I mean, they put quite, a grappling pace in round 1. I'm curious if we're going to get more standing battle this time.
Well, one way to find out.
There they are. Yeah, it looks like they want to clinch at least dirty box, maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say that seems like more shots get actually thrown when they're in that dirty clinch. And looks like Ben McNeil, great job of getting that takedown and just slams him in his own, slams Chris Anderson down in his own corner so that he can listen to his corner tell him what he needs to do. And I'm over here trying to listen in on what his corner's yelling.
And that's when we need them mic'd up over there. Maybe that's the next thing for SteelFist.
Mic the corners.
Yep. Actually, I think that if they did that, we might have to bleep out half of it sometimes.
More than half. I think that Ben's got more fans here right now. Ben's doing a great job of establishing some control, though. He's doing really good putting the pressure on. He hasn't been able to really escape fully that guard or the half guard position and drive that knee, but he's trying to pin that arm down so he can land some strikes. Again, Chris Anderson's doing a really good job of trying to make it difficult.
Yes, I mean, Chris is doing a great job. I mean, this is the thing. You have two pretty good grapplers right now that are going at it.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing Ben at this point in time in that dominant position, and he's winning at this point.
Oh yeah, he's definitely controlling the action on this, and I'd like to see him start working on that leg so that he can try and go into a full mount. It's just difficult the way that he's allowing Chris to go sideways against the cage right there. He's taking his control away by doing that. It makes it a little bit more difficult to enforce his will.
Well, and the thing is,
and Ramsey yelling at him for strikes. There you go. And the way he had that knee pinning the arm down, he was able to land quite a few unanswered shots there.
Well, the shots that you can hear, hips in. Let's control him. Let's control him on the ground.
Yep.
Then you can land some shots. And that's kind of the spot where he wants to get to. Again, this has been a lot of work on the ground. We have 40 seconds left in this round. So far, I mean, it's been Ben.
Yeah,
on top.
100%. I think that you're right. I think Ben's done all the things he needs to do to take this round. Honestly, he could be getting a 10-8 in this round. He's just been in complete control the whole time.
Yes, I could see a 10-8.
I don't know if there's enough damage being inflicted, but there's definitely enough control and dominance in this round.
And that doesn't mean Chris is doing everything wrong.
No, but he hasn't been able to answer the position that he's been put in for the majority of this round.
Exactly.
And I think that right there, the fact that Ben McNeil is able to capitalize in that position, he's landing strikes, he's staying in control. I think that Ben McNeil definitely won that round, owned that round.
Well, and you have coming in here, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Like kind of two old pit coaches against each other right now.
Yeah, actually it is. They both used to be out at the pit elevated long time ago. And but it's the coaches, not the fighters.
Yeah. Exactly. But you came in and you saw when Ramsey came in, he came in with a pace. He was ready to go. Let's go. I mean, they're into it. See, there we go. You can see the intensity You want to fucking win? Excuse my language.
Language. Yes.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen at home, earmuffs.
but no, that is exactly verbatim what Ramsey Najim just told Ben McNeil.
Yes, exactly.
And then you've got Rad over there in the other corner yelling at Chris Anderson, telling him what he needs to do. And I think he's telling Ben he needs to win this fight. Hey, honestly, I think that he just told him you have to win.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're about to see the title round right now.
Third and final round, and we're going to see what these guys are made of. Both of them are probably pretty tired by now.
Yeah, I mean, whoa, nice hands by Chris. Chris landed a big shot and that big knee to the body. But you can see that fatigue on Chris. He's not throwing any punches outside of the pocket. We kind of talked about that at the beginning of the first round. That's where you saw Chris throw some actual hands, was when they were in that dirty boxing position.
Ooh, he got that mount.
Great escape by Ben McNeil. And I'm seeing Chris climb up the body, doing a little rubber guard, controlling the leg. Watch for him to shove that right hand through his thighs and go for the triangle choke. And never mind, he kind of let that position go. I don't know if you can hear it coming through the mic, but you got Ramsey Najim over there in his corner yelling at Ben McNeil to push him against the fence. Use that fence. Use that fence.
Well, we talked about miking people up, right? They're listening to us.
Right, yeah. They're telling him to do everything that we've been talking about this whole time.
Exactly. Well, and like I said, land some shots there if he could.
He's telling him to sit heavy. That means put that hips in, put a lot of pressure on in your hips and force it into their body so that they don't really have a lot of place to go. It makes them a little bit more uncomfortable, and it makes it really difficult for them to get out of better position.
Well, and you can see him trying to climb over those two knees to get them out, and it's just not happening in that way. And you keep seeing him be able to get those, Chris be able to get those legs back.
There he goes.
He might have gone over.
Nope. I mean, Chris is doing a great job of shrimping through and keeping those knees in there, but he's just not been in a good position this whole round. Again, just like the first round, he has not been in a good position.
He gets taken down, and then once he kind of is on the ground, Ben starts to be able to control the rest of the round.
You got Dave standing him up for lack of action. Honestly, I think that Ben was in a great position, but he really wasn't doing anything. I didn't see a single shot thrown, and the fact that Chris wasn't trying for any submissions, you got to stand up the fight for lack of action.
Oh, we got Chris on top now. What's he going to be able to do? Is he going to be able to climb in the mount?
Looks like he's able to climb in pretty good. Did a great job of securing those legs, getting that position, securing it, see if he can control it this time, or if he loses it again.
Well, last time he got there and he didn't settle down. He ended up on the back.
Great job. Ben McNeil doing a really good job driving through.
Good job.
It's a very awkward position for both these guys to land in the last 5 seconds of the round. And this fight is over, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
All three rounds. I mean, there was really...
They fought and wrestled all the way to the very, very little end.
Yes, I was going to say there was really nothing fight ending that either one of them were able to do. But I think that Ben McNeil just did so much better of a job trying to control that fight, landing shots and winning on the scorecards, that I don't think that there's anything that Chris did in that fight that could have taken that away from him.
Agreed. I mean, I think at the end of the day, he controlled the positions too much and had too many dominant spots.
All right, let's take it to the cage and find out what the judges have to say.
And let's hear it for the black corner, Chris Anderson. Another one going all the way to the judges. Let's hear it. Who do you think got it? Was it Ben? Was it Chris? All right, hang on. I got to read this carefully. What could possibly go wrong? Both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both of them. Let's hear it. Rich Montanez with a score of 30-27. Dennis McMahon with a score of 29-27. Stephen Farragher with a score of 29-28. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Ben McNeil!
What's his name again? Ben what?
Ben McNeil.
Ben, let me get you over here. Great fight, my friend. Great fight. So, hey, is that how you planned it?
No, but we always ready to fight. We'll go 5 seconds, we'll go 9 minutes. We're here to fight.
Hey, well, you were out there fighting the whole time. So what was the game plan? I mean, what were you thinking about doing at the beginning of the fight?
Win every position. If it's a boxing match, we win. If it's a wrestling match, we win.
All right, well, you did a great job doing that. Are we gonna see you back in the cage?
Yeah, I got a baby on the way, so we'll wait till after he comes, but yeah, we'll go.
All right, well, you take care of the baby and take care of the baby mama. And actually, let me ask you, you got any family, friends, fans, sponsors you need to thank?
I got my wife, of course, got my team in the pit, Coach Ramsey, Solid Nutrition, hit him up, go become solid, and everybody who came out to support. Love you all.
All right, well, great fight out there. You look good. All right, big round of applause for Ben McNeil.
Undefeated 2-0. Congratulations, Mr. McNeil. Doing it for the pit, Salt Lake City. I got one more picture to take with the Bud Girls, and then you're done, man. Fight number 11 brought to you by X-Card. Experience true purchasing freedom. What the heck is X-Card? Go check out the app and download it. X-Card is bringing you another amateur bout, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 188 pounds, with a current record of 3-3. Doing it for One Hit MMA, make some noise for Tanner Hines.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we've got Tanner Hines. This man is 30 years old, stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 188 pounds with a record of 3-3-3, training out of One Hit MMA. Ryan, what do we know about One Hit MMA?
Well, we got the great Aldo Razia, the bald black or gray hair right there with the black shirt, black glasses on.
Putting the Vaseline on the face. Yes.
Yeah, that head coach owner right there. You know, right behind him, you do have Zach Partridge, who was just in that majority draw that we saw. And you got, I believe there was Jordan, I believe, behind that.
Yeah, Jordan Smith.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's a couple more behind that. Great striking gym that we have up there in northern Utah. Come up there and check it out. But Tanner, I mean, this guy right here, he's a beast. He came out really hot, and he got a couple victories really good, but he's been on a skid recently, right?
Yeah, no, his last 2 fights were losses. His last fight was at FitCon against Johan Rubio.
Who just went pro, but was probably the #1 ranked pound for pound,
amateur
in the state at the time.
Yes, and then previous to that, he actually lost by KO/TKO in the 3rd round against Parias McGarry in, I want to say, Triton Fights?
Yes.
All right.
Back in New York.
All right, let's see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent tonight going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 189 pounds, with a current record of 4-4. Doing it for Team Agima, let's hear it for Cole Harris.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Cole Harris walking out right now. He's standing 6'1" tall, weighed in at 189 pounds. I mean, this guy is a beast of a man if you can't see him. He comes in with a record of 4-4. He is representing Team Agema again. So, again, great reputable gym against reputable gym. What do we know about Agema? We've been talking about him all night, but...
Well, you've got Court McGee over there, one of the head coaches, and Dane Aristizabal, and phenomenal group of guys out there. They've been putting on a hell of a show tonight. Almost, yeah, that's in the last few cards we've had. We've had someone from Agema come out. They always put on a great performance. I know that Cole is coming off of a win. It was a decision, so he went all 3 rounds against Viliama Kulu in Fierce Challenge and back in July. So we know that not only is he getting really good coaching, but he's also getting in some good experience and fights against some pretty game opponents. So, I mean, don't let the records fool you. I mean, these guys are 3-3 and 4-4, so they've had their ups, they've had their downs. You know, neither side's really getting that advantage over the other.
Side.
Yes.
Well, I would definitely say that both of these guys are they're beasts of men. They're very strong.
Yes.
You know, muscly, I guess you could say.
They're powerful 185ers. I mean, just to kind of put it out there, I walk around at about 185, and I'm nowhere near the physique size that these guys are at the same weight. You know, these guys are animals, they're beasts, and you're going to see that here in a little bit when they get in the cage together.
Well, one of the things I think that you're going to see is, you know, with Tanner, some of his loss have come due to, say, being taken down.
Yes.
He's got some very, very heavy hands.
Oh, very heavy hands.
Yeah, so standing up, he does a great job. On the ground,
but that's what you expect out of one-hit MMA without Eurasia and the Eurasia fighting system.
Yes.
You know, it is a standing striking system.
Yes, yes. So where you're going to focus on that a lot more heavily. So, you know, that is some of the pieces of the game that I know Tanner's been trying to work on more and more and more.
Now, has he been working with UFG or with Gustavo Rodriguez?
He's been working over there with Gustavo. Now, he's also been doing a little bit more of the grappling, just kind of in a more MMA style as well.
Okay.
So you're seeing him do a little bit more of that. We're going to maybe see him put this to the test today, because I got a feeling that Cole might know this, and you know, coming from Agema, might just go for a nice takedown.
Yeah, you're going to expect a ground game out of Agema with Dane out there, and hell, even Court McGee's got phenomenal wrestling.
Exactly. And look at his ears.
Yeah, I think he's got some experience on the ground too.
It looks like it.
You know, they started joking around like around the mid-90s when MMA really started getting its rhythm going, back when it was still called no holds barred and not MMA. And the rule kind of changed to, you don't size someone up at the bar, you look at their ears before you decide if you're getting in a fight with them.
Yes.
All right, we're about to see this thing happen. If you're just tuning in, Tanner Hines in the camo trunks and Cole Harris in the blue trunks. Ooh, nice hands by Tanner Hines.
Quick hands.
Looked like Cole kind of wanted to close that distance and kind of grab a hold of him, and Tanner didn't want nothing to do with that.
Nice inside leg kick. See, Cole's going for those takedowns.
Yeah, Tanner's doing a great job of stuffing it.
Yeah, nice stuff. Cole's nice and calm.
They both look actually really composed right now.
Ooh, nice.
Tanner definitely is a little more active. He's bouncing a little bit more in his step.
Tanner tends, I mean, I watch him spar a lot, so he tends to have kind of an active, say even kind of dancey step at those points like that. At those points in time, he likes to kind of, you know,
he's
do
got
a
more
shuffle
movement.
Step. Yeah, he likes to do a little shuffle step here or there. I like the uppercuts that he's kind of throwing there.
I was going to say, it looks almost like he's just sparring with pads. The way that he's throwing those uppercuts and those little loopers, it's literally like pad work.
It's not throwing too much into it.
No.
I like how he's keeping his hips away, and that's keeping it so that
it's preventing takedowns.
Yes.
Ooh, nice big hand by Cole Harris.
Well, and a good job kind of backing up right there. You know, Cole was taking kind of going backwards. Tanner was going after him. Tanner could have easily kind of lost his distance right there, got tied up, and I think once Cole takes it down, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Well, Cole's eating a few shots to the inside of that left thigh, and that thing is starting to bruise and, well, pretty good. Looking at the monitor over here, you can see it a little bit, but what it looks like in person is a lot more impressive than what you're seeing on the screen.
Well, it looks like Tanner definitely got the upper hand in the striking game here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But at the same time, you're seeing some heavy hands from Cole when he's throwing them.
Exactly. I've seen a couple punches where I don't want to be on the other end.
No, and you know, good for Tanner that they didn't connect.
Yes, yes.
Ooh, like that one was nice right there, right to the chin too. And beautiful takedown by Cole Harris. Tanner does a good job getting his knee against the cage.
Yeah,
good stand
what you're
up.
looking for is to not settle on your butt right there.
Nope, and that's something that you have to drill a lot with MMA is standing up against the cage, getting that knee down against the cage, not the other knee, the knee against the cage so that you can stand right back up. Ooh, that thigh, that inner thigh is not liking those kicks.
Nope.
And those are big targets too. Those, the thighs of Cole Harris are about my waist. Those things are thick.
They are monsters.
Yes. Ooh.
And
he eats a body kick, but totally worth it because he got that takedown.
He got the takedown, but you know what? Just 5 seconds, he's not doing anything with it.
Right, but it's a great exclamation point on the end of the round. It doesn't necessarily take away everything that Tanner has done, but it does kind of turn the table on that round a little bit. It at a minimum, you're not going to lose a 10-8 round in that.
Well, and I would say just mentally. I think there's a mental win that just occurred there. Right
I can take him down. Yeah.
Right at the end of the round, I said, okay, wait till next round. I'll take you down.
Yep.
It's mine.
Earlier on in the first round, halfway through, it was really difficult. Tanner was doing a great job defending those takedowns. Those, I'm going to call it mitt hands that he was throwing at the head of Cole Harris to kind of stop the takedown attempts.
They were kind of lighter.
But it was landing in such succession that it was keeping him from shooting in hard on those takedowns. It was really changing his mind, but getting that takedown at the end of the round, that really could change things going into the second round.
Yeah, I mean, again, I definitely think you're at least going to have the mental piece of the equation. I think we both agree that Tanner probably got
I think that Tanner won that round.
on that round.
Yeah, anything is a 10-9 round. I don't think that he was going to be able to get the 10-8, especially with that takedown secured twice. I don't think that he was going to get a 10-8 round in that, but I definitely think that he got a 10-9. And, you know, if you're not sure about it, just look at the inside of the left thigh of Cole Harris.
Oh, it's already purple.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's starting to spread, too.
Outside match. It's a party trick.
Tanner's kind of staying pretty solid on that inner thigh.
He's landing it solid.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of just targeting it. But here you go. You see Cole going for that takedown that he was kind of more timid in. That let go of it again, but still shooting in and driving for it a lot more aggressively than he was at the first half of the first round.
Well, and again, they got to feel for each other a little bit more. You know, we did get the takedown at the end of that round. You know, I definitely think, you know, Tanner's feeling it more too. I think Tanner came in maybe a little bit nervous, a little bit gun shy. I think he's landed a good chunk, and he's starting to say, okay, I got you, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's fight. See?
Yeah.
See him kind of screaming at his punches.
No, Tanner's stand-up is looking phenomenal in this fight so far.
Well, and that's not an area that you know he necessarily slacked in the past.
No, but
nice right outside.
He's able to control this fight to the point where it's staying on his feet and not really spending. Even when he's been taken down, he was able to pop right back up in the first round.
Well, and he's not throwing all his power into every shot. You know, before he was just a heavy-handed guy that wanted to
swing for the fences.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those, like you said, kind of the mitt hands. That's not throwing power. That's more speed, precision. You know, landing on somebody instead of just trying to put them to sleep.
I need to be accurate in as many land as I can instead of that one big right is going to end the fight.
Well, and I've been impressed with him not following through on things. But Cole just had a nice hook kick.
I was just going to say that he threw off of that right cross. Ooh, overhand right with a hook. I like how he kind of threw that overhand right short and then that hook long. Ooh. Ate a little bit of a kick, but again, just like at the end of the first round, ate a kick coming in and really secured that takedown. And you don't see the same energy level in Tanner that you did in the first.
If you remember, Tanner was starting to pop back up by now.
Yes. And this isn't a tighter takedown. It's just that Tanner does not have the juice that he had in that first round, especially at the beginning of that first round.
We settled a little bit more than we did the first time.
Yes.
We weren't able to kind of get that leg back out, get the knee down to the mat. So here we are. And this is a tough spot.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a spot where Cole is going to outperform Tanner, and if he's able to really sit up and start landing something these last couple seconds, that's really going to help him in the judges' eyes.
Well, and here we go. We're at the end of the round, so again, we're going to go to our third. You know, we go ahead. There's Cole helping him up. Nice guy.
See, this is what I love about the sport. It's a sport, and true athletes, true competitors, they leave it as a sport.
Yeah, I mean, and he goes ahead and you know, he helps him up. I mean, good for him. You know,
but you don't tell your guys to help anybody up in between rounds. No.
I don't.
No, let them use their energy.
That's why I
help them up after the fight, right?
That's why I kind of just stayed quiet on that one. It's like, yeah, good for him.
I like the sportsmanship. I know, you know, coaching tactics is a little bit different, but sportsmanship as a fan, I love seeing that kind of stuff. Now, at the end of this round, the second round, you know, it's going to be difficult because the judges and I obviously, just like we saw a couple fights ago, that we don't see eye to eye very often. In fact, we see the opposite of eye to eye pretty often. And in my mind, I think that honestly, Cole might have been able to eke out that round.
I think he got it.
Mainly because the takedown and the control and the fact that he did throw shots, he did throw punches, and he threw his own kicks and everything else. Like, he did have the strikes, and Tanner did not have the level of striking that he had in the first round.
Yeah, I think we're looking at 1-1 right here.
I think so too.
I think, again, it's almost been the theme for the night sometimes. We're going into our third round, kind of looking at 1-1.
Yeah, this is going to be the one that decides who wins the fight.
Exactly.
As far as what I've been watching, obviously the judges don't always agree, but I think that there's a better. Ooh, nice head kick.
He's coming out a lot more aggressive right now.
Yeah, he is.
Turning that pace up.
Well, and Tanner slowed his pace down.
Yes. Well, remember, he came out with a little nerves, then started landing, got a little more pep in the step, but then got taken down.
And Cole's landing some shots now that is the opposite of what we were seeing on the feet before, where Tanner was almost picking him as he chose, and now you're seeing Cole do it. And I think that Tanner slowing down and the fact that Cole was able to take him down twice, secured the takedowns twice, he's feeling a lot more comfortable.
Yes, yes. Again, confidence level went up. He's landing. He's backing out on his own when before he was the one trying to clinch.
Yes. He feels comfortable. Looks like he's feeling a lot more comfortable on his feet.
See, look. Before, he would have tried to come in and at least try to go for a takedown, something.
Right. But I don't think that he's felt in danger yet in this round to need to get that takedown.
Yeah, me either. And I think he's thinking he can get takedowns on his own.
See, right there.
Nice.
Hines doing a great job of keeping his hips back.
He needed that stuff. That was important for him, because if not, it would have been a bunch of consecutive takedowns.
Right.
Demoralizing not only for him, but I definitely think Cole would have.
Yeah, you feed off of that.
Yeah, fed right off of that.
And getting stuff like that also kind of changes your mind about going for a second takedown attempt right away.
And you have to regroup. You have to regroup your energy. You just expended it and it didn't work. You got, what, a minute left in the fight about?
Yeah, about a minute left. And this has been a pretty even round so far. You know, starting out the round, I would have said that it's Cole winning it.
Shot hurt.
Yeah. I think starting the round out, I think Cole was definitely winning, but I think it's starting to turn its corner again.
I do too. And again, maybe it's fatigue, because let's see if this is going to be important.
Yep. And Tanner's able to get that knee down. Let's see if he's
up.
And you see Cole goes immediately, places that hand on the knee, behind the knee of Tanner, trying to keep him from being able to stand up. Yep. It does a great job securing that and is able to get that dominant position again.
Hey, it's been the kryptonite at times for Tanner.
Well, and with 20 seconds left of this fight, is he going to be able to stand up and make anything happen to take it back? And honestly, at this point, I don't think that he's done enough to counter what Cole's done in this round.
Yeah, I think this right there, it almost seals the deal. You know, I think it was a very close round. It was a close fight all in all.
No, it was a wonderful fight for both of these competitors. The first round, especially to Tanner Hines, but I want to say the second and third round, Cole really did everything that he needed to do to come back from that. Now, if the judges agree with me or not, I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute. But you know what? Let's take it to the cage, make it official, find out what the judges have to say.
Sounds good to me.
Well, what'd you guys think of that? Talk about two of them leaving everything in the ring and even some outside of the ring. Do me a favor, make some noise for the red corner, Tanner Hines. And let's hear it for the black corner, Cole Harris. And let's hear it for the guys that bolted the cage together. Got another one going all the way to the end. Figure it out. Who do you think got it? Was it Tanner? Was it Cole? All right, gentlemen, can I get both fighters to the center of the ring, please? Both fighters to the center of the ring. Do me a favor, gang. Make some noise for both these warriors, would you? I'm getting good at reading these sheets, Kevin. Give me enough of them. I'll figure it out. Rich Montanez with a score of 28-29. Dennis McMahon with a score of 28-29. Stephen Farragher with a score of 28-29. Your winner by unanimous decision out of the black corner, Cole Harris!
All right, I'm here with your winner, Cole Harris. Cole, dude, that was a great fight, man. That was a 3-round war. How are you feeling right now?
I feel great, man. Anytime you win, it takes all the pain away.
Did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Yeah, those punches to my damn head.
Yeah, those tend to catch you off guard a little bit, man. Is there anyone you want to thank tonight?
Man, I definitely, first and foremost, have to thank my Lord and Savior. God is the only reason I'm here, and I'm able to do all of this. I thank him every day as I get older because he enables me to do everything, and I'm just so grateful. And then secondly, my coaches, man. Court McGee and Dane. These guys have changed my martial arts career, man. They've reignited me, gave me tons of tools for my toolbox. I cannot say enough about these guys. These guys are more than coaches. They take you in as family and just pour their knowledge into you. So this win is for these two men right here.
All right, are you going to come back out here and do this for us again?
Oh, hell yeah. Just say the win.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. We can't wait to see you come back out here and do it again. Everyone give it up for your winner, Cole Harris!
Taking it to 5-4. One more time, your winner, fight number 11, Cole Harris. It's going to be another tough one to follow, but fight number 12 is going to try. You guys ready for a co-main event? Did you call the babysitter and say, we're almost done, 2 more? Who knows, it might go all the way to the end. We'll find out. This is your co-main event brought to you by Jason Jones, JSS, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. If you like the cars that go boom, go see these guys. JSS, check them out on Facebook. Longtime supporter of SteelFist Fight Night, Jones Subwoofer Solutions. This is a professional bout, so it's going to be scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 161 pounds with a current record of 11-7. Doing it for one-hit MMA, make some noise for AJ Garcia!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage, we've got Showtime AJ Garcia. This man is 35 years old, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 161 pounds with a record of 11-7-0. What do we know about this guy?
Well, AJ looked great in his last fight. His striking looked really good. He came to us at one hit, with a very, very good jiu-jitsu background. We would see him up here.
He's a Walt Bayless lineage.
Yes.
Yeah, he was training out of the garage, got his purple belt with Walt Bayless jiu-jitsu before heading out there to one hit after the garage kind of dissolved.
Yes.
And now I do have to correct something. I gave his overall record. His pro record is 3-3-0.
Okay.
I don't want to throw out the amateur record that doesn't really matter. His 3-3-0 as a professional.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
No. So, essentially, he came out, he has been working really hard on his striking. His last fight, he came out, did a great job.
Oh, yeah. No, his last fight, all 3 rounds, won the decision against Dustin Crawford. A very controlled and composed fight, and he looked phenomenal.
I remember it, and very, very happy for him. Seeing him come out here, I know he's ready. I know he's excited. So, I'm excited for this fight right here because I'm excited for AJ.
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of AJ's. I've been a fan since he really started back when he was an amateur. I'm excited to see this fight. I'm excited to see what his opponent looks like.
All right, and his opponent for this professional bout going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 163.5 pounds with a current record of 8-8. Doing it for Factum MMA, let's hear it for Christian Aguirre!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, out comes Christian Aguirre. And this guy, a little funny story, it did say, he's got a record of 8-8, but I do believe that is in boxing. So he's coming out. He does have a very kind of thick boxing background. I do know he has trained down there at Factum as well. He is 5'8". He weighed in about 165 pounds. What was 163.5 pounds? Now, I know this guy because he used to train up at One Hit sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. So he would come up there and he would train and he would box with the MMA guys most of the time. So he is familiar with kind of an MMA style of striking. And then he was out here for a while. He was up at One Hit, did go down to Factum, made his way, I believe, out to Arizona right now. And that's where he's at right now. I talked to him in the back. Said, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. He kind of said, hey, he's making a move over is what he's going to do right now. And kind of wanted to make that clear that he's making the move over. And, he wants to be a UFC champion.
All right, well, let's see if this is a good stepping stone for him in that path to what he wants to do. Get some last-minute checks and the Vaseline and everything else before he gets in the cage. He's looking fit. He's looking good. Now, do you know who his last opponent was?
It's just boxing, I believe.
Just boxing, so he doesn't have an actual...
No, I don't believe
so he's got a record, a pro record, because of the boxing career.
I believe so, yes,
okay.
Correct.
So I kind of misunderstood what you were saying there.
No.
The majority of it, but like the...
So I believe this is his first MMA contest.
Outstanding. I'm excited to see what this looks like.
So he's got heavy hands. He does throw hard, right? I don't believe he ever sparred AJ. So that's the other side. So AJ wasn't there at that point.
So he stopped coming up to One Hit before AJ started going to One Hit.
Yes, correct. So what I would be looking for here is I would be looking for Christian to knock his head off.
I would say that would be a good game plan for a boxer.
He goes by El Toro.
El Toro, all right. Now, one thing that I would say is AJ having that strong jiu-jitsu background, even though he does have, the good striking that we've been able to see in the past with his last fight against Dustin Garcia. Or sorry, Dustin Crawford. Sorry, talking about AJ Garcia. But as an MMA fighter, you don't play to your opponent's strengths. You play to yours.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't see this going out. See, he's got the jabs.
Yeah, that quick triple jab there. Now, something that we've noticed in the past is guys that come in with just a boxing background that don't have any real training in MMA is leg kicks tend to be a little bit of kryptonite for him, too.
Yes. And I don't think that's something that he's looking for. I mean, as of right now, I'm sure he's thinking, look, he can do this. He wants to take me down. So I'm sure Christian's kind of on his horse right now, got a lot of pep in his step.
Right.
He's pretty quick. But I think he's looking for that right hand.
His legs look good as far as his stance. He doesn't have a traditional boxing stance right now. He does have a little bit more balanced stance. He's not, dancing around too much. He's a little bit wider, which is what you want to see in MMA so that you can sprawl and counter.
Well, and you see, AJ can throw kicks if he wants. He's not worried about getting taken down. Does that make sense?
No,
so he can throw spinning kicks, he can throw that jumping kick.
But he's not worried about getting taken down off of a bad kick.
No, if you take me down, go ahead and take me down. It's okay. Christian doesn't want to take me down. Christian wants to get him to throw and then counter that.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Christian throw some hands.
Yeah, Christian hasn't thrown much. He's waiting for the counter.
Yeah, he came in there and did a little bit of a handshake to kind of try and get AJ to move.
He wants to throw that right hand, and that's what he wants.
Great job pushing off and keeping that takedown from happening, but AJ just kind of stuck with it, drove through, able to get that takedown. Great sprawling, though. Great scramble by Christian.
Yeah. I mean, good way to get back to his feet. I thought once he got to the ground, that would be a little bit.
No, that was a great scramble back up.
Hey, it looks like he's got a little pep to his step.
Yeah, he definitely looked good getting up, and that's something you don't see a lot of boxers being very good at when that pressure's on the ground. So he's definitely getting something out there at Factum.
A lot of movement. Now, another difference is that in boxing, you're going to have either 2 or 3 minute rounds. We're not going to have these 5-minute rounds that you have in MMA.
Yes. Ooh, nice right hand by Christian as AJ threw that body kick. Now, AJ might not get taken down off of those kicks, but he can definitely get punched in the face off of those kicks. Ooh, he definitely ate one going for that takedown. You could hear the impact off of Christian's gloves there.
Well, and Christian's got heavy hands, like I said. I mean, he was in the back actually giving a couple of the other guys some pointers on throwing punches.
Nice.
When I was back there.
It's funny. I hear a lot of guys that are over-dependent on their striking saying you can stop a takedown with an uppercut, and I've only seen that happen once. So, as you see there, he ate it, but he still got the takedown.
Yeah, it still happens. And now we kind of got that rookie head squeeze kind of going on.
Yes. The fear factor head squeeze. And AJ does a great job getting that top control. He's establishing a good control of the position. He's dropping elbows 3 in a row. Unanswered form. And AJ doing a great job dropping those elbows. Now you're seeing Christian covering up his face. And again
look at those elbows.
AJ is kind of landing these at will now.
I mean, those are coming pretty heavy. They're kind of the crushing elbows, not necessarily those glancing, cutting elbows.
It's a different feeling than a fist.
Well, and nice controlled fashion. Well, and this is what you're going to expect. It's your jiu-jitsu spaz partners at the beginning of jiu-jitsu fights.
Yeah. Right? You just got to ride the wave.
Exactly.
And he's going for an Americana. And again, we've talked about this before. It's really difficult to finish an Americana from the top. You have to step out to the side or half side, or at least open up your mount.
Get it sucked back in.
You got to change that angle. Yep, that angle has to change in order for it to be very effective. And can people do it? Yeah, we see it all the time, just not as often.
Yeah. Well, and so again, what you'd like to see right here is just a very controlled fight right now. We got 30 seconds left in it.
I'd like to see AJ try and finish it in this round. One thing with boxers is they punch, And you don't want to give someone a punching chance of winning a fight that you have been dominant in so far.
Yeah, I would definitely go for a finish before the end of the round is up. Maybe spin on an arm bar even if I ended up on the bottom.
Right there, trap that arm in. Yeah. I love it. You got Christian saying get up, and you got AJ saying come down. That's been a pretty good fight so far. I like Christian's attitude. You know, he was in a bad position. He really didn't know what to do when he was on the ground there. He kind of did about what you see most everybody do when they first start learning to fight when it goes to the ground. And then squeeze and hold on.
Yeah, I mean, and he's trying. I mean, I give him a lot of effort, and I think he's doing a lot better than you would think just your average person would be doing.
Yes.
Coming in out of boxing. I mean, I really think that he's.
No, I got to say his takedown defense has been fairly good.
It has.
Especially for a boxer. I like that his stance doesn't look like a traditional boxing stance. Not that there's anything wrong with that in boxing. You want a boxing stance, but in MMA, that straight up style and with those feet so close together, it's very dangerous and it leads to more takedowns.
I would like to see, honestly, kind of a little bit more action out of him. Maybe him push the pace a little bit more with those hands.
Well, I think that
there were land one or two of them.
There were plenty of chances early in that first round where he was within distance and honestly could have taken shots at AJ, but didn't because he was trying to get AJ to strike first so he could counterpunch. All right, we're going to see round number 2, and still nice, a little bit timid right off the start. Both these guys, I think there's a little bit of respect here from AJ, kind of respecting what Christian can do. Nice outside right from AJ, goes right in for the takedown. Great way to close the distance.
A bit more comfortable here.
Yeah.
Because that's taking a lot of energy, you know, and a little bit different energy than Christian's used to. You know, Christian can probably run 15 miles and hit a bag for 2 hours straight.
Guaranteed.
You know.
Yeah, he's got 3 rounds in him.
But you start wrestling people, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, well, it's a different anaerobic exercise than what you're going to get from boxing and striking and running and hitting the bag all day.
Exactly. You know, honestly, I would like to see him start kind of just keep punching him in the head, keep bringing that guard up a little bit high.
Sit up and punch.
Yeah, start bringing it up.
I'd like to see him slip those elbows through the middle.
Take a deep breath.
Definitely don't come in from the outside for those elbows. Go right through the middle after you open up a little.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of land your shots. Capitalize on positions like this.
Yep, beautiful job. And he's got those hooks in. He's flattening them out. This is what
we were mentioning earlier.
That broken porpoise position. You're flattening them out.
And see how those legs are up off the ground.
And now he's got the choke, and this fight's over, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Garcia gets a rear naked choke in round number 2.
You know what? He came out, he looked good, and you know, he got the W again.
Yeah, he didn't just get the W again. He took that W again, but he looked really dominant in that first round. You know, the second round, it was a little slower at first, but as soon as I loved the way that he opened up that takedown with that outside right and then shot in immediately, kind of kept the eyes on the hand and shot in for the takedown. Great job controlling position. Beautiful setup to that rear naked choke.
I think once he was more confident and going in for it, he started to strike a little bit more like we saw in his last fight.
Yes.
I think coming out a little bit gun shy for that boxer's hand.
Oh, yeah.
And that boxer might knock me out.
Right.
So I got to be a little careful.
Don't play into their strengths, right?
Yeah. You know.
That was a great fight for AJ Garcia. You know, I would love to see Christian come back and do this again.
Good fight for him as well.
Yeah, keep working out at Factum, get some of that ground game, and come back and see what you look like. But AJ Garcia, great job. Let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
Your winner, 1 minute, 31 seconds into round number 2. Tap out, did a rear naked choke out of the red corner. AJ Garcia!
AJ, let me get you over here. Back in the winner's circle, my friend. How's that feel?
It feels so good. I really wanted to stay active, fight again, like before the end of the year. but I had a lot of stuff come up. This camp was really shitty. Had so much going on, but I still put everything into this camp and into this fight.
Hey, well, you did a great job. You came out victorious. You had a little bit of a different look with a boxer on this time. What were you thinking going out there?
Yeah, you know, my last fight, I came out and showed off my striking, but I knew this guy had good hands. You know, most boxers want MMA fighters to come box them. This dude stepped into the cage, came out here, so I give him mad props for that. But I had to show him my ground game this one, showing, you know, the whole MMA bucket list.
Well, you did a great job out there. Another one in the win column. We're gonna see you back out here?
Oh yeah, I don't know when. I gotta spend some time with my family. I've got a new job. The family's it's just been crazy, but I'm definitely gonna be back. I want that title before I retire, so that's my next goal.
All right, were any fans, family, sponsors you need to thank?
Oh, tons of friends, tons of family, sponsors, Damage Plan MMA, the insurance, Zach Partridge, Jason helping me out with my weight cut, my meal planning, Small Cake City, making the best cake pops in Utah, Bearded Grooming Company, all these guys, Darren, Bedeau, RV, they're all amazing. And a big thank you to my coach, LJ, Jordan, and Aldo. These guys have made my striking so much better. Like, I wouldn't be here without those guys.
Well, you looked really good out there, and we can't wait to see the next W out of you. Everybody, let me get a big round of applause for AJ Garcia.
One more thing. My last fight, I didn't get a chance to do this, and I really wanted to, but I was so pumped. I dedicated this fight to my boy Jacob Rollins. He passed away last year. He was my best friend, came with me to my first fight, was there all the way. So shout out to him. You know, I love you, bro, and I'll see you again one day.
One more time, congratulations to your winner, class act all the way around, AJ Garcia. All right, here we go. One more. Smile big, AJ. Holy smokes, you know what time it is. It's time for the main event. Fight number 13. You stuck with us till the end. An absolutely perfect night with no mistakes, right? Don't forget, come back December 17th. We're going to do this again, your last chance. Pick up some SteelFist Fightwear Christmas gifts. We're going to do it again here at the Union Event Center. But before we do that, I got one more fight, and it's the main event. I can't read in the dark, man. I can't even read in the light. We proved that. All right, fight number 13 brought to you by our friends Jason Jones, JSS Jones, Subwoofer Solutions, the biggest bass and the best in the audio industry. Check them out on Facebook. We appreciate them. They are hooking us up with our main event. I got another professional bout scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and this is strictly for bragging rights. Coming out first, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 126 pounds with a current record of 3-1-1. Another extreme couture fighter. Let's hear it for Jeremiah Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming out to the cage right now, we have Jeremiah Young. This young man is 26 years old, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in 126 pounds with a record of 3-1-0. He is training out of
Extreme Couture.
Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. What do we know about Extreme Couture?
Well, again, they're out of Las Vegas, as we mentioned. We mentioned they've been at multiple shows recently. They send guys in here, and the guys are pretty good. You know, they have a good striking, good grappling, overall good grappling gym out there.
Right.
And again, we've seen them pop up on the Utah scene, you know, a lot more frequently over the last year or two.
Right, and you know, I do need to correct myself. I read off of the overall record. I apologize. Some of that was amateur. Now he is 1-1 on the pro side. He is coming in off of a win against someone that we know pretty well, T-Train Thomas Prestridge.
Okay.
So another guy that's very good, calculated fighter, and he got a unanimous decision win against him back in August at Fierce Fighting Championship.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it looks like he's coming over there. He came in town. Looks like he fought Thomas, you know, another guy respected around here at this weight. So now here he goes. He's going to go fight Robbie. Now a little bit different than what you're going to see from him fighting, you know, Thomas versus Robbie. Robbie's going to be a bit more wrestling heavy.
Yes.
Whereas Thomas would have been more
stand-up.
And more jiu-jitsu heavy.
Yeah, more jiu-jitsu when he's on the ground, but he's got some really good Muay Thai.
Yes.
So what we're going to see out of this guy here at Jeremiah Young and with Extreme Couture is kind of what we tend to see out of him, striking and solid jiu-jitsu. I mean, the last guy that fought out of Extreme Couture had really good jiu-jitsu, sneaky offense, looked really good. I'm excited to see what Jeremiah brings to the show tonight.
Let's see how well Robbie's wrestling and grappling himself can control that also.
Right.
And the striking may be, you know, a telltale sign here as well.
You know, looking at his record, though, Jeremiah hasn't won any fights off of submissions. They've been decisions or striking.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them have either been decision or striking KO. He's got two. Back when he was an amateur, he had a TKO. He had tap to punches. So he's, you know, a really good striker. So I'm excited to see what it looks like against Robbie Minor.
All right, and his opponent tonight in the professional main event, going to be fighting out of the black corner, standing 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 126 pounds with a current record of 6-4. Doing it for Team Agima, let's hear it for Robbie Minor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Robbie Minor walking out right now. He weighed in at 126 pounds. He stands 5 foot 5 inches tall, and he has a record of 1-0, a pro record of 1-0. He too is one of those guys that's fighting out of Team Agima that we've seen. Again, we've heard about him all night. There's Dane right there that you guys know. What else do we know about this guy?
You know, Dane Aristobal is the head coach over there, and the jiu-jitsu Magneto over there just controls the grappling game. You've got Court McGee over there, UFC, former UFC, or current UFC fighter. He's actually been at the UFC level for over a decade.
Yes, he has stayed very consistent there.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of high caliber training going on over there, and they put on some great performances tonight. And I think that Robbie Minor is going to be no different. You're going to see something that we've seen out of Robbie in the past, which is, you know, his one, he's got the cardio to go all 3 rounds. He does have a striking game. He won his last fight off of strikes in the first round in about 2 minutes 51 seconds with his pro debut. Got that KO.
That's what I was saying. I mean, he was a champion here at SteelFist, I believe, an amateur champion.
Yep, he beat Jackson Randall for the championship. Got him with a rear naked choke in round number 2. So he does got that jiu-jitsu game. He's got the ground side, and he's got the striking side.
Now, yeah, and he's gone pro now.
And he's good wrestling. You've talked about that before, how good his wrestling is.
Exactly. I mean, so what I've always seen in him was a really wrestling-heavy game early on, and then his last fight out, he showed better hands than I'd seen in the past.
Yes.
So, you know, him coming out, he is a good quality mixed martial artist, shall I say?
Yeah.
And so this is going to be actually a pretty good battle, hence the reason it's our main event.
Now, this is going to be a fun main event. These guys coming out here and, you know, at the 125-pound weight class, again, we talked about this earlier on one of the other fights that was at that lighter weight class. You tend to see a lot of action and a lot of energy in these smaller guys.
Action, pace, explosions. They eat shots.
Yeah, they eat them and they give them, but they keep going, and it's great to watch. All right, if you're just tuning in, Dave Selstead, making sure these guys are ready to get going. Jeremiah Young in the red corner with the black trunks, and Robbie Minor in the in the black corner with the green trunks.
His kicks look good.
Jeremiah's looking really good.
He's hurt.
Oh,
he's hurt. Robbie's hurt.
That one landed to the side of the head, and Robbie did a great job tying up.
Hey, he's doing a great job going to his wheelhouse right now.
Yeah, that
I
definitely
saw
rocked
his
him.
eyes blinking.
Yeah, that definitely rocked him. It was a very smart decision to tie up as quick as possible.
Well, he did. I mean, he did a really good job there. I mean, going into autopilot and saying, all right, takedown time.
Mm-hmm. And he did a great job. He's controlling really well on the ground right now. If anything, he's gotten a good chance to reset, but beautiful job driving that knee through, getting that full mount.
And now he's in a very, very dominant position.
And being pro, this is only his second time fighting as a pro, but right there you're seeing something that's in the toolbox that he wasn't able to use before, and those are elbows. And he was doing a great job slipping that elbow.
As he transitions to the arm bar, he almost got to go.
Almost, but I don't think he was worried about the
No,
go-go
I don't think he was going for it at all. I think that's just where the position ended up.
And Jeremiah is looking really good with those kicks.
Oh, yeah.
Very accurate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And Robbie's going to have to set up those more like that. Set him up more with his hands.
Strike your way in so that you can get that wrap up. Either go for the takedown or the body lock or whatever to stop Jeremiah from being able to land some of those shots from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to stay at his leg distance, again, nice takedown.
Great job.
You're going to stay at Jeremiah's leg distance, he's going to kick you in the face.
Yeah, as we've seen.
Exactly. I mean, and that's nothing against Robbie. I mean, Jeremiah's got some really quick, really precise.
Right. Well, and he does have a 3-inch reach advantage too, as far as the height goes. So that does allow those kicks to get a little bit higher, a little bit faster.
I'm curious with the leg.
With the leg advantages?
Yeah. Well, and I'm definitely sure he's got one.
I don't know if the 3 inches are all leg, right? But he's definitely 3 inches taller.
It could be.
Great scramble by Jeremiah.
Nice. Let him get back to his feet, back to where he's winning.
Again, those kicks, that time the front inside snap kick.
Yeah,
he's able to get those legs up to the head level of Robbie Minor so quick and accurately.
Yeah. Well, and Robbie needs to get a quick dip in his head, because the more he dips that head, the more he's taking him on it.
Yeah, and his face is showing that he's been hit a few times.
He's leading with the head sometimes.
Yep. And kind of eat that kick just so he can get that body lock. And I'd love to see him get a suplex here, but I don't know if we're going to see that. Jeremiah doing a great job of kind of stuffing that.
Yes.
Hooking that leg there.
Well, and here we are. Now we're getting into the different part of being pro, right? With being pro right now, here we are. We're still fighting. We still got 2 minutes left in this round.
Yes.
Whereas before, when we were amateur, we would be taking a break right now.
Right. Well, and another thing you saw from the pro side, Robbie just threw a knee to the head on the end of that little tie-up.
Well, and so again, I mean, he's already had one fight there, and he's getting a little bit more used to it.
He's got a nice little goose egg going underneath the eye there. With little cut, no blood really coming out of it, but a little scratch underneath the left eye of Robbie Minor. Again, Robbie doing a great job of throwing the strikes to close that distance. Going a little high, a little early, unless he's going for a sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where we're headed with this one.
Jeremiah does a good job escaping out. Kind of ate one on the way out, but nothing with too much impact on it.
One thing that I do like is Jeremiah's movement.
Oh yeah.
He does have some really good movement.
He's got good movement, and
I like how he gets to the center of the cage like that.
And he's got good use of his length.
Ooh, nice inside leg kick.
he's striking from the very edge of his distance.
Yes.
He's not closing in and doing those curled arm punches. He's, you know, extending out without dropping his head down.
Full extension.
Yeah.
He's utilizing the length that he has.
Yeah, and he's not dropping his head in every time he throws a punch. He's just using the end of his snap to connect.
There's that 10-second clip.
And Robbie stalking the whole time. You can tell he wants to get that takedown again.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's what we've always seen Robbie want to get the takedown.
Yeah, I mean, that's a default setting.
Yeah, exactly.
But honestly, this first round is going to be another one that's going to be hard to decide. I think that, you know, Jeremiah did just such a good job landing strikes. I mean, you look at the face of Robbie, who ate more. It's going to be Robbie. He landed that beautiful, 2 head kicks in a row in the first beginning of the first round. That dazed Robbie. Robbie got the takedown. He's gotten a few takedowns off of it now. But, you know, was that enough to take the round from Jeremiah Young? You know, I hate being a commentator and not knowing what the judges are thinking.
No, I was thinking this halfway through the round. I was going to ask you and say, you know, well, what are you thinking right now? You know, so far, striking's gone this way. Next thing you know, we turn into some grappling.
Right.
Things are changing.
Well, and then you see Robbie landing shots to tie up the body.
Yes.
But it's not just that he's tying up the body and getting those takedowns. It's he's actually landing punches. You know, so he's securing aggression right there, too.
When it looks like Robbie's taking some shots to the body.
Oh, yeah, no, he ate a really hard kick to the abdomen right there on that left side.
Well, and one of the things that I was thinking about was one of the differences that you might see is, again, you know, we have Jeremiah's coming from, you know, Nevada.
Right.
They've been allowed to head kick, even as an amateur.
Well, we do now, too, but we're several years behind them.
But exactly, that's my point. Now we can, but in the past, when Robbie was fighting as an amateur.
That's only a tool that Robbie's had for one fight so far.
Exactly. This isn't something that he's been utilizing his whole career.
Right.
Much like Jeremiah has. And as you can see, I mean, I don't know if this is exactly the reason why, but he is pretty proficient in it.
Oh, yeah. No, he's able to whip those things up there really quick. And not just on the roundhouse, he's able to come up the middle, too, with those front snaps.
Yes. Well, and we'll see where fatigue sets in. It looks like he's got a lot of pep to his step, and he just always wants to turn back around and be on the offensive at first with strikes.
Yeah, no, his whole game is looking phenomenal. And he's, again, those head kicks that he keeps landing on Robbie. Like, even through the hands, those head kicks are landing.
Well, those jabs, though they're not, you know, putting Robbie down or anything, they're gonna add up.
Yeah, well, and Robbie's having a much more difficult time closing that distance now. You can see that, just that breath that he exhaled after those shots.
After he started doing that, I kind of looked in the cage and started staring at Jeremiah to try to see if I could see, you know, him breathing. He's breathing heavy, but not kind of a sigh, you know, like that. I definitely think Jeremiah's got more cardio going for him right now.
Right.
And he's got moving at much more of a pace.
And that cardio might just be because he's not really been hit that hard. Yeah, look at that bruise on the left side of the abdomen of Robbie Minor. That alone is enough to take the wind out of you.
Even another head kick right there. Close enough. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, another head kick. A little too close on that. So.
Well, they almost fell right into us.
Right?
Robbie's stalking.
He's getting frustrated.
He doesn't like all that movement. Wants to be able to get his hands on him, take him down. And you know, Jeremiah's got a lot of movement. He's snapping weapons at him left and right.
All right, I can hear I can hear his corner, Robbie's corner, yelling for him to change it up. 1-2, 1-2, go for the head. And then, you know, telling him to change it up because he keeps kind of doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, I mean, it's not being as effective as we would like.
No.
So we definitely got to start working on something different, I think, if you want to ensure a W in this fight.
Yeah. Well, and we've still got another 2 minutes left of just this round.
Yeah, exactly. And we're what,
there you go. Now you're seeing Robbie
now.
stalk a little bit more through a head kick attempt of his own. Ooh, bad position. Ooh, nice right hand by Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Robbie
you see
is rocked.
Jeremiah's corner's yelling, he's breaking, he's breaking.
Yeah, he's very sloppy on that takedown just because he's getting hit so hard, and Jeremiah is landing those hammer fists. Robbie needs to either let go of that leg or drive in a little bit higher.
Yeah, Robbie's getting a little bit tired. He is getting.
He's making mistakes, and Dave is stepping in right now. He's gonna stop this fight.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
This fight is over, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't think Jeremiah wanted the fight to be over, and you can tell that.
No.
When Dave has to throw somebody, it's because he has to throw somebody.
Yeah.
That was a great fight by Jeremiah Young. Way to go, man. You put on a dominant performance. Those head kicks were phenomenal. Way to go, man.
Sorry, I'm laughing because Dave jumped him.
He doesn't do it often, but it's always fun to watch.
But you know what? He said it in the back in the rules meeting. He said, I'm very verbal and I'm very hands-on.
Yes, he is. All right, let's take it to the cage and make this thing official.
All righty, thank you.
You guys made it to the end. Please get home safely. And before you leave, let's hear it for both these fighters. Class act going on right there. Gentlemen, if I can get both fighters to the center of the ring, please. Both fighters to the center of the ring. One more time, make some noise for both of them, would you? Your winner, 1 minute, 51 seconds into round number 2. Ref stoppage due to strikes. Out of the red corner, Jeremiah Young.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Jeremiah Young. Dude, your stand-up looked phenomenal, man. Your head kicks were just coming left and right. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I just want to give all the glory to God and my grandma Stephanie up there, my boy right there, Puni, Pagola, and Don Kelvin. I couldn't have done this without these two guys right here. And I love these guys with all my heart. And thank you, SteelFist. Thank you, Robbie. Robbie Miner is a beast too, man. Nothing but respect and love.
Hey, did anything happen in that fight that caught you off guard?
Yes, definitely. His wrestling and his jiu-jitsu kind of got me movement and thinking more to get up to my feet. But hey, he's a tough opponent and nothing but respect.
All right, man. Is there anyone else, any sponsors, anything you want to thank?
Yes, I want to thank Extreme Couture, my mom right here, my family supporting me, SteelFist right here, the boss right here. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you for the fans for coming down and supporting us fighters. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Are you going to come back to SteelFist and do this again?
Absolutely. I love this. SteelFist is probably one of the best promotions I've fought in so far. And I'll be back, definitely.
All right, man. I agree, hands down, we're pretty awesome. We can't wait to see you come back. Great job tonight, man. Congratulations. Everyone give it up for your winner, Jeremiah Young.
That's it, gang. Please get home safely. Come back December 17th. We'll do it again. One more time. Congratulations, Mr. Young. Well done. Appreciate you coming out and playing with us, man. We'll see you next time. Utah premier MMA event, SteelFist Fight Night.